Welcome back to a galaxy far, far away. Just kidding. We're in your local movie theater parking lot. I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
And we are fresh out the film.
Yes, we are. Are we doing fresh out the film ASMR this time around?
No, Gio. This is not ASMR. This is, in fact, a poor mic quality episode. I'm sure my mic doesn't even sound that good right now, but at least it sounds better than the entire episode. So instead of the ASMR, it sounds like we're recording this one in a cave. So really, let's just kind of use our imaginations, and instead of a movie theater parking lot today, we are in a cave. So have fun. Hopefully you can stand this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I talking quiet?
And you're talking about as quiet as those people behind us, which is so you're talking loud enough. Is my point. Loud enough to be audible.
Oh, okay.
I'm jumping right into the theater experience, I think.
I liked it. It's a good segue.
Our crowd was, for me, a little bit disappointing for a couple reasons. Number one, 12 o'clock showing on a Saturday, and our entire row in the middle is pretty much open. Like, there's a good amount, there's still enough people in the theater, but it was not even close to a full theater. I would say 50% capacity?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, maybe a little less, 40% capacity.
I'm sure it would have been different if we went to a nighttime showing.
100%. Last night, if we would have went, they were probably completely packed. I would have liked to be in those theaters. But there was that, and then there was also, there were two people behind us who were just kind of whispering the entire movie and like making each other laugh and stuff, and it was very.
That's like it kind of. There were a lot of people behind us. So like to me, when I was looking at the screen, I guess because there were people that were being loud behind us, it gave me the vibes of like a full theater.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if I was just looking at the screen, like I kind of felt like it was a full theater, but I also had my space, so kind of I liked it.
I was scared because at the beginning we had a crying kid for like once.
Oh yeah, but like I remember I watched that little tiny baby. It was like a baby,
really?
Like very small, and I was like, oh no! And then I saw like the mom like run out of the theater when she started crying.
They got those seats on purpose, I'm sure, so they can do that.
Yes,
it's so I love that so much because like, can you imagine that conversation way down the road where that kid's older and they're like around the dinner table and the family's just like talking Star Wars. They're like, yeah, you saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters. And the kid's like, what are you talking about? That came out like 20 years before it was a re-release. Like I was thinking through that conversation when I heard the baby cry.
No, because I can imagine like they have to be big Star Wars fans to bring a baby to a movie.
Totally. They're getting him or her started early, dude. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's great. In theaters too. That's legendary.
Great parenting. That could have been you. I don't know when this movie was released. Is this when it was released?
Yeah.
You were born.
Yeah, so I was not born. I was close.
Oh, right, because mom and dad had the story of her being pregnant and them seeing like a midnight showing.
And I think mom fell asleep or something.
Right.
Or she fell asleep during Lord of the Rings. I don't know if this one that she fell asleep for.
I'm not sure. But our dad was saying that there were people talking during the beginning credits.
The crawl. They're in the crawl, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, he almost got in a fight with her, silly. That would have been so funny to watch. I wish we could just be a fly on the wall with our young dad in theaters. Not even a dad yet, a young man going in theaters and just like getting all hyped for Star Wars, and then one guy says like a sentence behind him and he like stands up ready to go at him. That's amazing, dude. Hey, I respect it. You can't. New Star Wars movie, you can't mess up the theaters.
I know. That's very true. That's very true. Other little note for our theater experience. I don't know if you noticed this, but the people sitting in front of me had a bottle of hot sauce, like a full bottle of hot sauce they were putting on their popcorn. And it like I could smell it the entire time, and it was kind of grossing me out. Did you not notice that or smell it?
No, but what the fuck are we talking about? Hot sauce on popcorn? Is this a thing?
Yeah, I've like heard of people do that.
Really? What type of hot sauce was it?
I'm not
Tabasco?
sure. I don't know. It wasn't Tabasco. It wasn't the Tabasco bottle.
That's got to be like top 10 weird things you can smuggle into a movie. Food items you can smuggle into a movie
It was like
theater.
a full bottle.
That's crazy.
And they brought like a plastic bag with it too to like shake up the popcorn in the hot sauce.
Wow. Yeah, people do it. That's, I feel like you would have it just wouldn't spread out very well, you know? Like, you would have pieces that are so hot sauced out.
Right.
Kind of like butter, obviously, like the same way. The top would be more hot sauce. Like,
Right. Well, that's what I said. They had like a plastic bag they were shaking it in before the movie started. Like evenly.
Honestly, I respect it, man. If you're a
Yeah.
hot sauce popcorn connoisseur and you have the guts to go in and do it in theaters, that's epic. You get in there early to shake your popcorn, pre-shake your Tabasco popcorn.
I respect it, but it also smelled gross, and I didn't like smell. I'm pretty sure there's another episode of some other movie we saw. Possibly. I don't know what it would have been. Where I was smelling hot sauce. Do you remember that?
Whoa,
I was like, I smelled the hot sauce for like 10 minutes.
I do remember that.
So maybe someone else was doing that as well.
Was that Mickey 17?
No, because we were like more in the back, I can remember.
What were we in the Moana? We're in the back of Moana too.
Oh, it could have been Moana too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's interesting. I guess that's a trend that I'm just not familiar with. Hey, don't bash it until you try it, right?
Right.
Yeah. I would definitely shake mine up because you got to get that Tabasco everywhere.
Yeah, they were smart about it, but
It's true.
smelled gross.
Yes. Well, actually, I wouldn't know, but I'll bet.
You couldn't smell it?
No.
It was like directly in my line of smell.
That's terrible.
It was
Your
awesome.
line, so you smell on a direct, narrow line. So kind of wherever your nostrils are pointing, you smell that exact thing.
Yep.
Nice. You're lucky. You're lucky. Tunnel vision, or tunnel smelling. Yeah, tunnel smelling. That's what that would be.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, if you haven't guessed it already or read the title of this video, today we saw Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, being re-released for the 20th anniversary. Yeah. It's directed and written, of course, by George Lucas.
The man, myth, the legend.
Duh, obviously. Who else? Starring Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and Natalie Portman. The budget was $13 million, which is surprising to me because that's lower than the other.
Wait, the budget was $13 million?
Whoa, I was so wrong. $113 million.
Whoa, I was like, what? Homie, they made this for spare change. That's
I wrote
insane.
that in wrong. That's my bad.
113 million.
113 million.
Yeah.
But again, lower than The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones.
My guess would be because it was more green screens, more full CGI sets that were not, because that's just a guess, I don't know for sure, but I felt like there were a lot more sets that made sense to build practically in the last two movies rather than this one. There were way more that just made sense to get them on a green screen.
Yeah. Do you want to guess how much this made opening weekend?
Opening weekend?
US and Canada?
Do you remember what Phantom Menace was?
I don't think I have.
It was at 80, right? Or somewhere, I think I guessed like 78. I think it was like 80 something, right?
Attack of the Clones was 80.
Yeah, Attack of the
I don't
Clones
know if
was
the
80.
Phantom Menace was.
Okay. I'm gonna go with more. I'm gonna go 92 million.
108 million.
Wow! In opening
Yeah.
weekend.
Do you want to guess how much it made worldwide overall? So Attack of the Clones made 600 million.
I'm gonna go with 842 billion.
Billion?
I don't know why I said billion. Million.
You should have guessed it even. It was 850 million.
Dang, I need to
Over
stop
that.
going in the middle with these numbers. 42 sounds good, man.
What?
42 sounded good.
Oh. Okay. Sure. That's fine, I guess. On Letterboxd, it has a 3.9. out of 5. On IMDb, a 7.6 out of 10. And 79% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All lines up pretty well.
Yeah, so it's like about, well, exactly a point higher for both IMDb and Letterboxd to Attack of the Clones.
Right.
And then like 18% higher on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which is fairly normal, right, for Rotten Tomatoes difference.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That's, not so, I expected maybe a little more love from the critics on this one, I guess, just because it's way easier to poke holes in the last 2 movies than this one. But that's about right for me. Yeah. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, are you ready to jump into the story?
I do have a couple things up top here to just mention about like pre-production stuff.
Okay.
To add to your breakdown. The first one is prior to the official announcement of the movie's. The official announcement the movie was going to be Revenge of the Sith, obviously, the name. But several rumors beforehand included Rise of the Empire and The Creeping Fear.
Oh, I had heard Rise of the Empire before, but I had not heard the other one.
Well, that also reminds me of, you know, when they were doing Return of the Jedi, initially the name was supposed to be Revenge of the Jedi. So then they ended up getting Revenge back in a title of a third movie as well.
Yeah.
But the Revenge is being done by the people it actually makes sense for Revenge to be done by, which is the Sith.
Yeah,
Jedi don't take revenge.
Yeah, Revenge is more of a dark side thing.
Mace Windu wanted to, though, I guess. But the Jedi are off the fucking rails. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Palpatine has a lot of points in this movie about where the Jedi are going, and it's very, very true. Like, the Jedi are not all good. And I think it's very important, like in the opening crawl, that's talked about, is there are heroes on both sides.
Yeah.
And that is just as true as the fact that there are villains on both sides.
Right, absolutely.
I also have in here that there was a subscription service offered by Lucasfilm with the chance to watch various stages of production via a webcam, which is like pretty cool. It's like early streaming. And
That's crazy.
Yeah, at the time it was innovative use of technology that allowed real-time fan engagement with the production process. How fucking awesome would that have been?
That's so
And why hasn't that been done after? It probably has. Why haven't I heard about it?
Right.
Like, wouldn't that be so cool to be able to follow the Odyssey or something, you know, and just be like, oh my god, I want to see where this is at production. I would pay fucking $20 a month, probably, just to be able to right? Though?
Yeah.
To be able to get, like, have Nolan come on, you know, one time and talk to everybody, see the comments go, like, whoa, it's such a cool idea. I wish they would have kept with that.
I know, me too. That's so cool. Like, I feel like they could do that for even like to think about it being more popular, like Marvel movies, you know?
Totally.
Like other franchises.
They've done a good job of kind of changing their marketing strategies with Marvel now when their old stuff, it just, you know, because they got to the point where it's the name that would market their movies, you know, and they wouldn't have to do too many crazy things, but now they have to announce people before they come in and stuff like that, so that would be another great way to promote a movie.
Absolutely.
Really. And I mean, at that point, right, I'm sure Marvel has a Twitch that's monetized or whatever, right? Or a Kick or whatever they would stream on. So if you have that, why not just roll it out for free?
Yeah.
and make money off of people, you know, donating and subscribing. And like, how cool would that be? Your money's going to the production process or some charity or something like that around the movie. Like, it would, seriously, that's a missed opportunity.
Absolutely.
Missed opportunity.
They should do that more.
Totally.
For sure.
And they don't have to be live. Like, if you want to make sure that some of the stuff that should stay behind the scenes stays there, you can put a delay on it, you know, where you could cut anything back out. It just takes one employee to watch that.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, maybe when we're in the industry.
I know. We'll do it. We'll bring it back.
Yeah. You're looking at me. Oh, it's time for the story, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you were the one that said I had stuff to add.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's the end of the stuff I have to add.
See, I was confused as to why you were just staring at me.
No, that makes sense. See, I like to think that you could read my mind when we need to move on. So. We'll be there one day.
cannot.
We'll be there.
I never get.
By episode like 150, we'll be on the money.
Yes, absolutely. Eventually.
So, should we begin the story then?
Yeah.
Get on into it?
Yeah.
It's a long one, so buckle in, have a seat, or if you're working, then fucking work less hard, listen harder, and if you're chilling, just have a seat and grab a cup of tea. Sit back, get ready, because this is...
A cup of tea.
Yeah, a cup of tea. Don't you like that image of our viewer just like, or listener just like going and brewing a nice cup of tea and sitting down and being like, now I'm going to spend the next 2 hours listening to two fools ramble about Revenge of the Sith. It's a great
I can
image.
picture our grandma doing that.
That's exactly who I'm picturing. Hi, Mana. Hello. We love you very much, and if you don't have tea, that's all right with me. All right.
Anyway, grab your cups of tea.
Actually, I remember the first word of the crawl. I don't remember anything else. Do you remember the first word of the crawl?
War.
Yeah, but it's more like war. Because it's with an exclamation point. But it's been 3 years since the events of Attack of the Clones. The Galactic Republic is in the midst of an epic war with the Confederacy of Independent Systems under the leadership of Count Dooku. Count Dooku.
Count Dooku.
He's also, his other name is Sith Lord Darth Tyrannus. Do you remember hearing that last episode?
Oh.
Where they were like, I don't remember where it was mentioned specifically, but they don't make that explicitly. We're 2 minutes in, or however long. So we're 16 minutes in. We can't be getting distracted yet.
I'm just wondering where those voices are coming from. You can keep talking. I'm listening. I'm completely listening to you.
Active listening is very obvious when you have your head turned like that. Yeah, I'm looking at the back of your head. The Confederacy's cyborg military leader, General Grievous of the Separatist Droid Army, has brought the war to Coruscant and captured Supreme Chancellor Palpatine. And do you know Palpatine's first name?
George.
That'd be great if George named himself named Palpatine after him. But no, it's Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine.
Sheev?
His name's Sheev.
Huh. I never knew that.
Yeah, neither did I, honestly.
Did they ever say it?
I don't think so.
In the books, then?
Probably in books, yeah, I'm sure. And, I don't know, there's probably a whole bunch of books written on Palpatine's past and stuff like that, too. Or at least flashbacks in books.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Where it's, because Plagueis, that's really entertaining stories, I'm sure. It's like Plagueis and Palpatine.
Yeah.
Plagueis sounded like a fucking beast.
Yeah, that would be cool to have a movie just on that.
It would. Darth Plagueis actually showed up on screen fairly recently. This is a spoiler, so skip ahead 15 seconds. But it's in the Afterlife. He shows up at the very, very end, and his face, Darth Plagueis. It's cool. He's also he comes back, he manifests himself as a spirit of the Force in the Clone Wars for a little while, or maybe Rebels, one of the two.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, he's a cool character. They've done some stuff with him, so I guarantee they wrote books on him. This is where I want to mention the film structure mirrors episode IV4. Is that what that is? No.
What is it? Yeah.
That is 4?
Because the V is the 5, and then one before it adds one after it subtracts.
So it's episode 5?
Well, what does it look?
IV. I need to know fucking...
Wait, where is it?
Right at the top.
Yeah, 4.
Episode 4. So it mirrors A New Hope in reverse. It starts with the space battle, ending with the Empire's rise.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Wait, you knew it said A New Hope?
No, it didn't say A New Hope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to get the whole the Roman numerals out. No need for them.
Yeah, it's 4.
Waste of time.
I can teach you them if you want.
I know them. I just keep forgetting them. I get confused
It's
between
just
that and
ingrained
whether
in my brain for some reason.
It's good.
I don't know why.
Star Wars movies, possibly.
Maybe.
It's good for you. It is. It's a rescue mission. It's Palpatine's caught. Anakin and Obi-Wan are coming in on their fighters, and the Separatist droid army is trying to escape the galactic capital with a massive space battle right on top. So into this race, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and his former Padawan Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker. It's trying to rescue the Chancellor. Early on in this, Anakin refuses to abandon Obi-Wan. I guess this is a terrible spot for that, but in a second here, he's going to say his fate will be the same as ours once Obi-Wan's hurt. This foreshadows their deaths on the Death Stars.
Oh, yeah, because they both died.
Yeah. They both have the same fate.
That's so crazy. I never realized.
Now that it's kind of a loose connection, like one that I don't know if is planned. Like it doesn't feel overly intentional. Yeah, but it 100% works, and it's a cool little connection to make.
No, that's very cool.
So the Jedi are fighting through the Separatist Armada. In the process, Obi-Wan's interceptor is damaged by buzz droids, and his astromech R4. And if you're wondering, he's the full name of R4P17.
No, I never knew that.
R2D2 is so much better.
Awful.
Awful. That's good. Our British accents needs more. Our British accent.
Is that what he is? Is he British?
I think he's from New Zealand. He's Scottish, actually. So there we go. Oh, he's Scottish, right? Ewan McGregor?
I have no idea.
Ewan.
That sounds
Scottish. McGregor also sounds Scottish.
Is that not Irish?
He could be Irish. You don't want to mess up those two, so you might want to look this up real fast, or else I'm gonna have the McGregor family coming after me. Nobody wants that. But while you're doing that, there's buzz droids on Obi-Wan's interceptor. R4 is trying to help out. Anakin's shooting some of the droids off, and he blasts apart a wing of his master's vessel. And Obi-Wan, right after that, Obi-Wan is like, "Hold your fire, Anakin. You're not helping." And Anakin goes, "I agree, bad idea." But Obi-Wan's kind of begging Anakin to go on and rescue the Chancellor, but Anakin says he won't leave without Obi-Wan. He uses one of his fighter wings to knock some of the buzz droids off Obi-Wan's fighter, but manages to crawl onto... The buzz droid unfortunately crawls onto Anakin's ship. Although it's quickly disabled, they zap to the eye by R2.
Yeah.
You got an answer on that, Ewan?
Yes. You're right, he's Scottish.
He's Scottish?
Born
Nice.
in Scotland.
Scotland. He's got a slightly different accent, so he's putting on a British accent.
Is he? I don't know.
It's not a Scottish accent.
Well, his voice is just like an accent.
Well, think about how he talks normally. Yeah, like it sounds different than Obi-Wan.
I can't.
Really?
I can only hear him as Obi-Wan.
Honestly, it's hard for me. I can definitely, probably because I've just heard a couple interviews recently.
Yeah, I haven't. Anyway.
Scottish. As one Scottish man and one man of various descent, which we don't know, or we have no idea what nationality he is. That was flawless. They're moving in on Grievous' flagship. So Obi-Wan reminds Anakin that the shields are still up, so Anakin breaks formation and attacks the shield generator, knocking out the shields on the docking bay of the ship. Destruction activates the emergency breach door, which quickly begins closing, and Obi-Wan says he has a bad feeling about this as the two Jedi crack on just before the door slams closed. They get jump out of there.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. They jump out of there, Obi-Wan has the smoothest jump out of his fighter I've ever seen, while it's still flying through the hangar pretty much. And Anakin kind of takes his time getting out. He gets R2 out first. But
poor R2.
They're making their way through the flagship, using their lightsabers to fight through an army of droids, and R2-D2 aids them from the hangar bay, while simultaneously incinerating a pair of super battle droids using fuel in his thrusters. It was so cool. He put a bunch of fuel on the ground, oil-looking stuff, and then he just used his thrusters to light it all on fire.
Yeah.
It was so clean. R2 can fight. He can fight. R2's so great.
He's so cool.
He also he's the ultimate, all-purpose tool. You know? He has everything that he needs at all times.
That's true.
A little while later when they get back, or right before they left actually, Obi-Wan tells R2, "Hey, contact us with this," and he throws him a comm, and R2 just snatches it right out of the air with his little hand. It's great.
So good.
So the Jedi reach the top, finding the captive Chancellor Palpatine, and they are confronted by Count Dooku himself. Obi-Wan tells Anakin that they will fight Dooku together, and an intense lightsaber duel ensues. Apparently during this scene, Christopher Lee they're fighting. The Jedi are throwing Count off guard by converting basic attacks and more skilled attacks, and actually fighting together this time. Obi-Wan is rendered unconscious, and Dooku uses the Force to throw him into a railing. And Anakin continues the battle. He's repeatedly taunted by Dooku and Palpatine, I believe. Well, Palpatine's actually just reacting with his face, basically.
Yeah.
But he's using his anger. He's tapping into the dark side of the Force to get the better hand of the duel. He severs both of Dooku's hands, rendering him incapable of defending himself, and then holds the blade point with his own lightsaber, and I can't fucking read today, apparently. But he crosses both lightsabers and has him up against Dooku's neck. Palpatine then encourages Anakin to kill Dooku, much to the shock of Dooku. Because Dooku thinks that this is Palpatine's plan, you know? In this moment, I'll say two things. First, Christopher Lee convinced George Lucas to not have Dooku beg for his life because it wasn't in character. I wonder what the begging for his life looked like, because what I thought watching that today was, why wouldn't Dooku try and then reveal Palpatine's plan? Right? Immediately just tell him Palpatine he's my master. He's trying to run it he's pulling all the strings from the inside, I swear. Like, at least try that for Anakin. Try and convince him. You know, I wonder if that's what George had written in. For whatever reason, I guess Dooku was just smart enough to know that wouldn't work or something like that.
Right.
But that could have been an interesting moment where Anakin starts sniffing out Palpatine way earlier.
Yeah. I feel like it like, with this and not having him beg for his life, like, it's really, like, obviously his acting is amazing. You can see the, like, oh shit in his face.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's surprised and realized he too has been manipulated.
Yep.
And knows how good he is. So it could be like, I don't even have a chance.
Yeah, he
So,
just
like,
gave
if
up.
I say it, he's never gonna
He
believe
realized he's getting played like everyone else in Palpatine's
Yeah.
life, and then he's just like, wow, that's it.
Yeah.
That is honestly exactly what looks like is happening in his head with the way his face looks. So yeah, that's a good shot. But since Palpatine tells him to, Anakin kills Dooku, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Only to be met with a sinister smile from Palpatine, and basically telling him it needed to be done. Anakin immediately after isn't too happy about what he did, but Palpatine insists that it's alright.
Yeah, which it's like, obviously, like, we know, but it's like, come on.
Well,
no.
it's interesting how, like, 100%, like, you shouldn't kill. We know how bad Dooku is, but we are aligned with Anakin. Like, we shouldn't kill them. And we actually end up staying aligned with Anakin when Mace Windu is taking down Palpatine, because it's the same scenario. And Anakin still stands by.
No, I'm not.
It totally is. It's mirroring that, because
Yes, but I'm saying I'm no longer siding with Anakin in that moment.
You weren't?
No. We can talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, we will. I'm torn because it's very hard. Mace, I don't think Mace goes about it right, but yes, we'll talk about that when we get there. It's hard. It's gonna be hard to not jump ahead in this one.
Yeah.
We know the story so well, so be prepared. Listen close, man, and make sure that tea stays hot, because we don't want it to get too cool and it's gonna be a long
cooking
one.
in the sun right now. See how you're still all in the shade?
Oh damn, that's fucked. I can flip the car.
No, the sun moves.
That's true. Oh god, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. My mic
Once we
won't
get
get
to
like too hot and like over.
Your mic will be fine.
Okay.
But once we get to Mustafar, then you'll just feel very in the scene. So that'll be good. I'll try to get us there fast. But completely unaware of Palpatine's true intentions, Anakin decapitates Dooku, obviously. His body falls to the ground, his head falls to the ground, rolling like a bowling ball. The invisible hand crossed paths with Venator-class Star Destroyer, with a Venator Star Destroyer. I know because it's the latest set. But the invisible hand is the name of the ship that they're on.
Yeah.
And a broadside attack begins with both ships firing their cannons. A shell from Republic Venator destroys one of the invisible... basically destroys almost the entire invisible hand, and it begins an uncontrolled descent into Coruscant. So Palpatine's trying to persuade Anakin now to leave the unconscious Obi-Wan, and Anakin says no, his fate will be the same as ours, and carries him on his back.
Yes.
That's where, dude, you should hate Palpatine, man. Ugh.
Yeah, he told you to leave it. Like, you know what he's doing. Come on.
So yeah, while carrying Obi-Wan, they just do this crazy. The ship's flipping over, so they have to go with the rotation by standing in the elevator shaft.
It's such a fun scene.
So
honestly.
fun.
Like,
so fun.
even when like Obi-Wan like wakes up and he's just like.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan wakes up while he's on the back of Anakin, so he's looking down into the
Yeah.
shaft, and he's just like, whoa! It's great.
It's really good.
But yeah, they're maneuvering through the ship with the Chancellor. Then they end up getting caught, unfortunately. They get... they said it twice, I can't remember what it's called, like a warp field or something?
Ray shield.
Ray shield, thank you. I rhymed it, kind of. Warp field, ray shield.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they get ray shielded. R2 can't help them. They pretty much get captured by General Grievous. And Grievous says to them that wasn't much of a rescue.
And I have to say, through like this whole scene, like before this until after, it's still the dialogue between Anakin and Obi-Wan is so incredibly good.
It is.
It's so fun and it's so.
They seem like really, really good friends. Like at this point, like we don't get a lot of the, especially at the beginning here, we don't get a lot of the. It's just sleeping. We.
I'm so sorry.
We don't get a lot of the, like. Mad teenager at his dad or whatever that he was in Attack of the Clones, that Anakin was.
Yeah, and I'll touch on this in characters too, but I think like a big part of like the difference is that whether Anakin thinks so or not, like Obi-Wan in this movie definitely sees him as more of an equal.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you can definitely see it, and I think that's like, again, like a new, fun, interesting thing for their relationship and their dynamic. Yeah,
it's different. I mean, Anakin, I'm sure, appreciates it more, although he may need to think back to how it was to really think about how, that there has been progress on that.
Right. Because he still just wants, like, more. Or, like, he gets it and he wants more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Grievous has the bridge crew regain control of the flagship by firing the emergency booster engines, and he makes certain the two Jedi are captured. The three are under custody, but R2 successfully creates a distraction by just putting down all his tools and spitting, pretty much, allowing the Jedi to retrieve their lightsabers and break free. This is the only film where Sidious uses the lightsaber, though not this scene. Which is, I don't understand why the AI would throw that in there, then. What? You literally know it's not this scene. Why are you putting it down? But hey, that's AI for you. So. Grievous then sends a pair of his powerful Magna Guard droids after the Jedi, and Obi-Wan quickly beheads the first Magna Guard with his blade. I didn't know that's what they're called, Magna Guard. The droid continues to fight, and Obi-Wan slices the droid warrior apart. Anakin
I
picks
feel
up
like
second.
it's funny because he cuts off his head and goes to walk away, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
He's still fighting. And then kills him.
The whole time I was just thinking about if these were actual humans, how brutal these deaths are. Just casually chopping off his head at the end, just all the...
Right.
It's terrible. But the battle droids are attempting to drag Palpatine from the bridge, and Anakin luckily kills both them as well, and unbinds Palpatine's hand. The Jedi close in on Grievous, though the general smashes a window with his fallen guard's electrostaff, and he goes outside. Using a tow cable, he latches himself to the ship and heads for the escape pods. Yeah. So, launching all the other capsules, Grievous speeds for the safety of the Trade Federation battleship, and the flagship is descending into freefall into Coruscant. Due to its extensive damage on its broadside, it gets pretty much chopped in half. They put all the drag flaps out and stuff, trying to slow down the velocity coming to the ground. But it really is still a very, very fast free fall. So they get down close to the surface, and with the aid of a few emergency fire speeders, which what a job, dude. You think you're on a normal day at work, cleaning the track or whatever it is, and instead you have to get up there and just try to douse a burning ship as it's falling into Coruscant. It's terrible. So terrible. But they end up making it. They hit a control tower on the way down, probably killing some droids at least, but they get to the ground and just kind of scoot across the floor until they stop.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan, right when they hit the ground, goes, No. Another happy landing.
Oh, yeah.
So good. So then on Coruscant, Anakin's praised for his heroics. He meets secretly with Padme and they share a kiss, trying to keep their love very secret. She reveals to him, though, that she's pregnant with their child. Yay.
Yes.
Very exciting. Right here, Padme's hairstyle resembles Leia's iconic buns, I guess. I didn't see that. But in early drafts, Padme survived to hide with Leia on Alderaan, but Lucas chose her death to resolve the story, which we'll get to. Put these in very terrible spots.
That's true.
Elsewhere, Grievous is now both the political and military leader of the Separatists. He arrives on Utapau, where the Trade Federation Viceroy Newt Gunray and Poggle the Lesser, and you remember all these fucks, the Techno Union head, Wat Tambor, and others on the Separatist Council, they're in hiding. Apparently, Silas Carson dies twice. He was an actor who played some of the Trade Federation people. So he died last episode. Actually, he died twice in this episode. He's Mundy, the Jedi with the really tall head, Kiadi Bundy, and he's also Newt Gunray. And he gets slaughtered once by Anakin, once by clones.
Damn, that's rough.
Tough luck.
That's rough.
The general is contacted by Darth Sidious, who gives him instructions to move the Separatist leaders to a volcanic planet called Mustafar. He also explains that the war is almost over. Grievous is pretty uncertain, given Count Dooku's death, but Sidious ensures him that Darth Tyrannus' death were necessary, and that he would soon have a new Sith apprentice, one far younger and more powerful.
Yeah. Damn.
So, I mean, there'll be... This whole first half of the story is pretty, it's good, I love it, and I think, being here is the only reason I was super, super invested. Normally watching this, I feel like I'm just kind of waiting for everything to happen with Anakin.
Yeah, for sure.
But then we go to Anakin's nightmares. So later on Coruscant, Anakin awakens in a panic covered in sweat. He reveals to Padme that he's been dreaming about her dying in childbirth, and believing he can't live without her, vows to not let this dream come true. What are you laughing at?
No, that's just so, imagine being pregnant and your husband isn't sleeping because he thinks you're gonna die in childbirth, and you have to console him. I would lose it. I would lose my mind.
I wouldn't tell her. If I was Anakin, right?
Right,
Especially knowing that the vision of his mom came true, I would just be I dreamt about some Mace Windu turned into a scary monster. It was very, very concerning. I couldn't fight him. Make up something, Anakin.
No, that's so true. But I'm not laughing at that, but it's just such a crazy thing to say to your pregnant wife.
It is.
That you think she's gonna die in childbirth.
Yeah, and he's convinced of it too. She tries to convince him not, but he's already, very, very convinced.
Yeah, which is concerning.
Very. Chancellor Palpatine requests Anakin's presence. They meet in the Chancellor's office. The Senate has been granted the Chancellor further emergency powers, giving him direct control of the Jedi Council. Palpatine provides Anakin his fear, distrust, and contempt of the Jedi Masters. Appoints Anakin to be his personal representative on the Council, which is a smart move, but the Council obviously is not going to like that.
Right.
They begrudgingly accept Anakin's appointment, so they let him onto the Jedi Council, but they do not grant him the rank of Master, which is he's the first Jedi to sit on the Council to not have the rank of Master.
And I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
For my lack of Star Wars, what are the different levels of Jedi?
Padawan, Knight, Master.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was just 3, but I wasn't sure if there were more.
And I don't actually know what I don't know the specific differences between Knight and Master, except
Like, what are
sitting
the
on the council.
qualifications?
Yeah, like I really don't know. Like I know Luke is a Jedi Knight for like ever, I believe.
Right.
Like he's like I don't think unless like he just graduates himself to Master or somebody in the Force realm or whatever just lets him. I don't know.
Right, because who would appoint that?
Yeah, and at that point, I think titles don't fucking matter anymore,
Right.
guys. Like, we should be happy we have one Jedi, It doesn't need to be a Master. That would have been great. Like, Luke's trying to go help his friends while he's on Dagobah, and Yoda's just like, Luke, you're only a Jedi Knight. I haven't yet trained you to be a Master, so get just a little more time.
Right.
But Anakin's really, really mad at this perceived slight that he's been given. He's quickly shut down by Mace Windu, and the council just kind of ignores this little outburst, and he's discussing matters concerning the war. Once they get out, Obi-Wan tells Anakin what's really going to happen off the record, which is Anakin will be assigned to protect the Chancellor, and Yoda will take a battalion of clones to reinforce the Wookiees on Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
Anakin is angry and disappointed in this.
Yeah, it's like I just feel like throughout this, like he should have just like looked on like the bright side of it. Like he was always looking at like the bad. Like
Right.
he could find some good things.
And it feels a little unnatural,
bad.
because we haven't seen him spend this much time with Chancellor Palpatine to already be this convinced that Palpatine's in the right. Because the way he's operating is as if he's fully aligned with Palpatine, even from this conversation. And it's you should understand that in a time like this, especially when Palpatine just extended his power, yeah, there might be something going on. So the Jedi Council is probably going to want you to look into that. But another reason the Clone Wars helps with this is getting to see their relationship fleshed out even more.
Right.
Because then it makes a little bit more sense as to why he's so siding with Palpatine even from this moment. But it does, with just those 3 movies, it feels, you can tell time's passed with him.
Yeah.
He's although he's got a better relationship with Obi-Wan, he's got a much better relationship
He also
with
like used to not like politicians.
Yeah,
But like
sure.
I'm sure Padme changed that.
That's true.
That would
He is
make
married to a
sense.
politician now, yeah.
But still, very, very different than Attack of the Clones.
Yes.
I was gonna use a different describing word and I couldn't think of it. So
You were trying to figure out which Roman numeral episode that was? Anakin is confused and upset about this, and he's torn between his friends and his loyalties. Obi-Wan is also unhappy with the situation. So then Anakin's talking to Palpatine, watching this little water show going on,
yeah.
which is, honestly, I like seeing the nightlife of Coruscant. It's great. That's like the rich people nightlife.
Yeah.
It's funny. But we learn about the tragedy of Dark Plagueis. So, at the Galaxy's Opera House is what it's called, in the Uskru district, Anakin joins Palpatine watching the Mon Calamari. Oh, it's a Mon Calamari aquatic ballet performing Squid Lake. Is what they're. How funny is that?
That's hilarious.
Is that great?
What the fuck?
But the Mon Calamari is, Admiral Akbar? It's a trap!
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's a Mon Calamari, so that's there. There's a whole arc where we get to see tons of underwater battles with the Mon Calamari, and there's this sun that hits his... There's a great arc with the Mon Calamari in the Clone Wars. But yeah.
I'll watch him one day.
You will. I really hope you do, because I can't
will.
wait to just talk to you about the
definitely will.
Clone Wars, man. Palpatine tells Anakin clone intelligence has located General Grievous hiding on the Ether Palace system, and Anakin is delighted by the news, as Grievous' capture will accelerate the war's end. Palpatine remarks that he questioned the competence of the Jedi Council if Anakin was not sent on the mission, kind of foreshadowing what's about to happen here. Palpatine dismisses his aides who are also watching the show, which is unfortunate. They probably paid the same price for the ticket that Palpatine did, but they gotta go. But once they're gone, Palpatine seduces Anakin to the dark side, or at least tries.
Yeah.
In an early script, it had Palpatine admitting to creating Anakin via midichlorians, but Lucas cut this to avoid echoing Episode 5's story. So yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's kind of interesting because it's never proved, but a lot of people think that Anakin was created by Palpatine. Never proved. That line obviously would have proved it.
Right, because
but-
he's like Jesus.
Yeah.
In the sense of he didn't have a father. Was
Yes.
that. Yeah, that would make sense, I guess.
And also, just like Jesus, he slaughtered younglings. You remember that part in the Bible, right?
Jesus didn't do that.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think. I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing. Maybe it gets crazy.
He also tells Anakin that Palpatine tells Anakin that the Jedi Order wishes to overthrow the Republic, and that if he has suspected it, Anakin surely must have sensed it. Anakin confirms that the Jedi don't trust him, and Palpatine, he accepts the fact that Palpatine wants to expand the Senate and democracy as a whole. Anakin tells Palpatine's trust in the Jedi has been shaken. Palpatine deduces Anakin's distaste. Deduces. I don't even know what that means. Anakin's distaste for the Council's mission to spy on the Chancellor. He kind of reveals it to him unofficially that he's a spy, which you're not doing a great job being a spy. You've been a spy for like one conversation and you reveal it to him already? Jesus Christ, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but like they should have known that he was going to do that.
Yes.
I mean, but then he did the right thing in the end, but then he did the very wrong thing, so.
100%. Thank you for that positive insight.
Well, no, I just think, like, if you're worried about Anakin and Palpatine, why send Anakin on a mission to spy on Palpatine knowing they're close and that's concerning?
Because he's the only one who's going to be able to get close. But that's such a good point. And I've heard people bring this up before. It's like, if you're Mace Windu, if you're making, it's pretty much Mace making this, Yoda's off in Kashyyyk. So if you're Mace Windu, you cannot know that Anakin's future is still very, very clouded. So probably you want to keep him away from the Chancellor as much as possible.
Right.
And just say, all right, I know we have an opportunity to there be a spy, but I need to worry more about Anakin getting manipulated than there being a spy. Especially if they suspect that this guy could be the Sith Lord.
Right.
You know, like...
I mean, I don't think they suspected that, but, like, still... I don't understand why they would do that.
If Mace Windu treated
Everything
Anakin
could've been
differently,
fine.
if Mace Windu treated Anakin differently, everything could have been fine. Mace Windu makes a lot of decisions that if he didn't do, this whole story would have been different. It's unfortunate.
It's a shame.
Palpatine takes Anakin back to some of the early political lessons that Palpatine tried to teach him in the past, all about how those who gain power are afraid to lose it, and that includes the Jedi. And all that Anakin should be thinking is how Palpatine just extended his stay in power, so fucking use your brain, Anakin. Oh my god. He does try to defend the Jedi by saying they use their powers for good, but Palpatine argues that good's only a point of view, noting that in almost every conceivable manner, including a quest for greater power, the Sith and Jedi are exactly alike. Anakin disagrees, remarking that the Sith depend on passion, thinking only as themselves, where the Jedi are selfless, thinking only of others. And after a brief pause in the conversation, Palpatine tells a nice little story about Darth Plagueis, the Wise.
Yeah. Boo.
Lord of the Sith was so powerful and wise that he could use the Force to influence midichlorians to create life. Not only this, but having such power and knowledge of the dark side, Plagueis could use this ability to save the people he cared about from death. A statement which gets Anakin's attention. Most definitely gets Anakin's attention.
Right.
Palpatine describes the dark side of the Force as a pathway to many abilities considered to be unnatural. Anakin asks what happened to Darth Plagueis, and Palpatine concludes that Plagueis became so powerful that all he feared was losing power, which he eventually did. Unfortunately for Plagueis, he taught his apprentice, who ended up being Darth Sidious, not that Anakin knows this, and he taught his apprentice all he knew, and after that, his apprentice killed him in his sleep.
Yeah.
And, Palpatine notes the irony of how Plagueis can keep others from dying, but not himself. And Anakin asks him, is it possible to stop, is it possible to learn this power?
Yeah.
And Palpatine says, not from a Jedi. Not for a Jedi.
Yeah, he's so dramatic on all of his lines where he's clearly like when he says, he's like, he could even stop death. Like,
Yeah.
he takes such a it's like, come on.
I think it's hard for me to separate the character of Palpatine and what they want that character to be from Ian McDermott, but I have some problems with the way he plays this role. And I'll get into him once he starts kind of doing it, and it's only something I noticed this watch.
Okay.
But all this is further alienating Anakin from the Jedi Order. But we're not going to worry about that right now because Obi-Wan's on a solo mission to Utapau.
Obi-Wan.
Hell yes.
We love Obi-Wan.
He's so great, man. He just, every time he's on screen, it's so fun to watch, man.
He really is.
He's the perfect casting for Obi-Wan.
He truly is.
After Yoda arrives on Kashyyyk, Anakin relays the information about Grievous, explaining that a partial message was intercepted in a diplomatic packet from the chairman of Utapau, and Yoda's like, act quickly and decisively, we must. And Anakin expresses his interest in going with Palpatine, but Mace tells him, nope, Counselor decides he goes, and that's going to be Obi-Wan because he's more experienced. So sorry, this is pre-mission to Utapau, but yeah. And Ki-Adi-Mundi agrees and nominates Obi-Wan to go. And with the nomination agreed on, the council adjourns, and Obi-Wan prepares to go. So Yoda, Luminara, and Gree, along with Tarful and Chewbacca, defend Kashyyyk against corporate Alliance tanks, dwarf spider droids, and droid gunships, and legions of battle droids. So it's a fucking full-scale war going on at Kashyyyk.
Right.
Honestly, kind of an underrated fight scene in the movie, if you ask me. The Wookiees going at these droids, like it's a dope ass scene. Just the whole planet, it's different than anything we've seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just watching. We never see that many Wookiees in one place. You know?
Yeah.
And with the ability to CGI, they can do so much more too. So it's just super entertaining. Obi-Wan, then he gets to Utapau, talks to a couple people, figures out Grievous is there, calls up, tells R4 to call up the Republic to come help out, and Obi-Wan drops down to face General Grievous, saying his famous line, which was said by multiple people in the theater.
Which I wish they didn't.
Hello there. Remember, I always give you the moment to say the line.
Sorry.
You're alright. What are you up to over there?
I need to take small to feed my cat.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, I realized that it's kind of late in the day, and she needs to be fed.
Truth. Well, then I won't delay the episode any longer.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Obi-Wan drops down and says hello there, and Grievous is very, very confident. He's like, army or not, you must realize you are doomed. And Obi-Wan says, oh, I don't think so. Which is great.
All of his lines are just so iconic.
They're so
I
good.
love how he talks.
Me too, man. He's so glass half full. Like, about everything.
He really is.
Anakin still... Oh, actually, just before Obi-Wan leaves, we did miss a little something, is Anakin and Obi-Wan's conversation. And I think this was a really important moment that I ended up having a small problem with, is Anakin still believes he's needed on Utapau, and Obi-Wan is... It's basically a really good interaction before Obi-Wan leaves for Utapau, because it's the last time they're going to see each other before Obi-Wan shows up on Mustafar, and Anakin just kind of like, he knows that it's disappointed Obi-Wan, he's not been acting grateful, you know, and he's...
I love that. It makes me so sad that I love this.
Yeah, it's really good. It almost feels like Anakin switches back into attack, you know, to the light side for that moment. And it doesn't quite make sense because it was the further, like, avalanche of him to the dark side not getting let to go to Utapau, just like Palpatine said. So to switch up literally right after you get out of the Jedi Council and just be like, oh, I'm so sorry, Obi-Wan, good luck. You know, it's really weird then go right back from that to him being just angry again, you know?
No, I agree, but I wanna play a different side of this. Do you think that there's like different people that kind of pull Anakin back to the light side? Because I would say obviously Padme is one of those. Obi-Wan could also be one of those in that point in their relationship.
That's true. That's 100% true.
Because, like, even spoiler in the end, when she's like, he's talking to Padme about about how the Jedi are being overtaken, and he's like, we can just hope that Obi-Wan is on the right side, or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Like, you can still see he has, like, that love for him.
That's true.
So I think it could be, like, an example of that, like, he's so pissed off at, like, Mace Windu and other people, but, like, Obi-Wan's someone who can kind of pull him back to the light side.
That's a really good point, because also Sith are allowed to, like, love passionately. like you can have attachments. So it's all right. You know, maybe that was his just trying to keep Obi-Wan. If you're a Sith, you can have attachments.
Oh, so, I'm sorry.
That's exactly why that you could 100% be right. You probably are right. He's now just trying to get Obi-Wan under his wing, essentially. Right. Maybe a little subconscious at this point, but definitely still trying to keep Obi-Wan close. That's a good shout. But yeah, Anakin just tells Obi-Wan too that he's been frustrated with the council lately, but he doesn't apologize. Obi-Wan says to him, "You're strong and wise, Anakin. I'm very proud of you. I have trained you since you were a boy. You are far greater Jedi than I could ever hope to be. Be patient. It won't be long before the council makes you a Jedi Master." It's very sad.
So
and the two
nice.
bid each other.
Sad.
It's the last nice moment they'll have. They bid each other farewell, and Obi-Wan leaves for Utapau.
They say, "May the Force be with you."
May the Force be with you. It's very, very sad. Yep. Last time they'll see or speak to each other.
I think he said, like, Obi-Wan says something like, "May the Force be with you, my good friend," or something like that.
Yeah, he says, "Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you."
There it is.
And that's,
Sorry.
No, you were very close.
You had the line, damn.
I didn't know either, but you were saying it. I was reading the next, and I'm like, "Oh, this is perfect." Obi-Wan arrives on Utapau and begins a search for General Grievous. Sorry, I don't know what happened here, but obviously we'll speed up to where we're fighting Grievous again.
Yeah.
And they're engaged in single combat. So Grievous has 4 lightsabers going, which is insane. And Obi-Wan luckily quickly lowers that to 2 very fast.
Yes.
Grievous ain't that good, man. For being trained by Dooku, Obi-Wan schools him. Because you remember Dooku schooled Obi-Wan twice.
Right.
And Grievous can't even stand toe-to-toe with Obi-Wan with 4 fucking lightsabers, man. What?
Yeah.
But yeah, he
Well, that's why he always runs away, because he's bad.
It's true. As they're fighting the Republic Army clone commander, Cody, arrives and manages to catch Grievous. And Obi-Wan manages to catch Grievous off guard. He uses the Force to push a droid general into the ceiling, or push the droid general into the ceiling, and Grievous drops his remaining 2 lightsabers and attempts to flee on a wheel bike, but Obi-Wan pursues on Boga, is what apparently that. And it's not even on the Boga, it's on Boga. So it's like, that must be a common vehicle.
Wheel bike? Is that what you said?
Yeah, wheel bike? But come on, of course that's a fucking wheel bike. It's so lazy, honestly.
A wheel bike.
Dude, can you imagine how many stupid-ass names he had to come up with for machines in this world? And then he sees that, and he's just like, wheel bike. I didn't even think about it.
I know, I think it's somewhere like having, like, them called the Separatists is so funny.
Dude, that's all you hear.
It makes me laugh every time I hear it.
Dude, I'm more familiar with the Separatists than I am the freaking Empire because of the Clone Wars. Like, it's insane. They talk about the Separatists so often. It's kind of weird watching it flip back in this movie because I didn't watch through where I watched Clone Wars right after Attack of the Clones like I'm supposed to. Right. And it's weird to watch it flip back to the Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fleeing on a wheel bike. Obi-Wan's pursuing on a Boga. And during the chase, Obi-Wan also drops his lightsaber, which Commander Cody happens to find, luckily. And back on Coruscant, Anakin tells Palpatine that General Grievous has been found on Utapau, and Anakin insists he should be on Utapau as well. Their conversation shifts to Palpatine's knowledge of the Force and dark side, both of which he learned from his mentor, Plagueis. And it must be a shock to Anakin, who's starting to become very wary of the Chancellor. Palpatine tells him that the dark side can save Padme from death, and Anakin realizes that Padme is in fact Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord they've been looking for.
Uh-oh.
Yep. This revelation means that Palpatine and Sidious engineered the invasion of Naboo and war, betrayed and caused the deaths of Plagueis and Dooku, and has been deceiving the Jedi Republic. Now Anakin should be doing all that math in his fucking head, so he ignites his lightsaber and threatens to kill Palpatine, but then decides to expose his deception and identity to the Jedi Council.
Yeah.
Which you almost wish you would have just dealt with it there, because the Council only corrupts him more. He's just caught. Both sides are not good. That's the thing that this story is trying to tell us. It's not one side is better than the other. He's caught between sides, and he's just in an impossible situation.
And there are like good things and bad things about both sides.
Exactly.
Like there's one side that objectively you could say is worse, but like it's still, there's issues on both sides.
100%. And Yeah, there's a more villainous side for sure because of Palpatine and the fact that he's been pulling both sides of the war with strings.
Right.
But there's still massive corruption in the council. Too.
Yeah.
But he's still concerned with saving his wife and believes Palpatine's only knowledge will ensure this, so he needs to keep Palpatine alive so he doesn't just cut him up right there. And he doesn't want to. He wants him to stand trial. But Obi-Wan continues to chase General Grievous on Utapau, and he catches up with the General and jumps on his wheel bike. Using Grievous's electro staff, he manages to destabilize the speeder, and it goes into a spin. Both Obi-Wan and Grievous are thrown off, and the speeder topples over the edge. Grievous then draws his blaster, though it's knocked from his hand by Obi-Wan, now wielding the electro staff. Knocks Grievous down, a brawl ensues, which Kenobi tears open the General's chest plates, revealing living organs. Very freaky.
Yeah, kind of gross.
Very gross, too. You see his eye sockets and stuff, dude.
Yeah, it's so weird.
The history of General Grievous, I don't know it off the top of my head, but there's been some comics written on it, I think. He has a super dark history. Like, where he was, like, experimented on, I think, to become that.
He looks like that.
He was from a species that was, like, actually, like, living fully, and then he got converted into a cyborg, I'm pretty sure. It's a really dark story. But Grievous is enraged, and he repeatedly hits Obi-Wan. It's a little hand-to-hand combat. Obi-Wan has a kick in here where he hurts his leg, which is so funny. Because I was just waiting for it. I knew it happened. I just didn't remember if it was a punch that he was like, ow, or a leg. But it was a kick where he just kicked it. He's like, oh, fuck. It was so good. But Obi-Wan gets thrown off the edge of where they're fighting on, barely manages to hang on, momentarily dangling for his life. As Grievous moves in for the kill, Obi-Wan uses the Force to retrieve Grievous' blaster and fires at the General's exposed organs. He hits and they burst into flames, and with his eyes flaming out, Grievous falls to the floor, dead.
Yes. Yay.
It's fantastic.
It's so good. It's such a fun fight.
It is. And there's just so many lightsaber battles at the end of this. It's just so fucking amazing.
Yes.
Anakin returns to the Jedi Temple and approaches Windu. Windu tells Anakin that he'd just been informed Obi-Wan has destroyed General Grievous, so they're going to the Senate to ensure that Chancellor Palpatine gives back his emergency powers. Anakin reveals that Palpatine is a Sith Lord. It's not likely to give up his powers. This statement shocks Windu and stops him dead in his tracks. Anakin confirms what he just said and says he believes Palpatine is the one that they've been looking for. Mace Windu's like, how do you know this? Anakin tells Windu that Palpatine knows the ways of the Force. He's been trained to use the dark side. He's absolutely sure. Like, he's 100% on this one. And it was never explicitly said, which I'd be terrified to say, like, if my higher up is like, are you sure? I would, everything, all of my sureness goes out the window. Like, maybe. God, dude, am I remembering it wrong? Like, I would have been freaking out. But Windu says their worst fears have now been realized. And if the Jedi Order is to survive, they must move quickly. Anakin warns Windu that Palpatine is very powerful and they need his help to arrest Palpatine, but Windu urges him to stay out of it. He senses much fear in Anakin that could cloud his judgment.
Yeah, and he says, like, fear, confusion, or whatever. And it's like, if he senses that now, surely he sensed that before when he sent him to go with Palpatine.
He just...
Like, he clearly has the power?
It's proof, again, that the Jedi Council is worried about itself and not other people,
right.
You know? He's not worried about what happens to Anakin, he's worried about keeping the Council intact, and he needs the information from Palpatine to do that, you know? It's just so fuck. But Windu also adds all this that if what Anakin says is true, then Anakin will have gained his trust. But for now, he wants Anakin to wait in the Council chambers until he returns. So, Master Windu, Kit Fisto, and Agen Kolar and Sassy Teen, although none of these people matter because they get fucking chopped down so fast.
Yeah, like immediately.
So fast. But they hop aboard a gunship and head to Palpatine's office. Anakin is now sitting in the council chambers, hearing Qui-Gon's voice and just thinking and remembering Palpatine's promise to stopping death and the dreams of Padme dying in childbirth. Anakin ruminates over this decision. In his mind, he hears Palpatine's voice saying that if the Jedi kill him, any chance of saving Padme will be lost. Finally, he leaves and rushes after the 4 Jedi. Quick question here, a little side tangent. Do you think abortions are in a galaxy far, far away? I guess not. That option was never explored, but like, imagine that there's like a very easily accessible abortion clinic like right downstairs in this place, and that never crossed Anakin's mind to bring up with Padme.
Because like, I feel like there would be a conversation, just because like, Padme's like so committed to being like, what is she, senator?
Senator.
Yeah, like she's very committed, and she like knows
Anakin likes
that
his
once
role.
they find out that like she's probably not going to be able to do
Yeah.
that anymore, and she's like, okay.
But yeah, they didn't want to deal with that. That's hilarious. I've never thought about that.
Well, it's like, they don't even, I guess, like, have the technology to know if it's two.
Yeah,
if it's
not until the
twins.
end, yeah.
So, like, I don't have much hope.
All
that
the
they have-
technology and they
all the
still didn't
technology
figure it
and
out.
they don't know abortion. They don't know how to do that.
I guess they live in a simpler world. Interesting. The Windu and the 3 other Jedi Masters are there at Palpatine's office, and Windu declares that Palpatine is under arrest. And the Masters ignite their lightsabers. Palpatine pulls his lightsaber from his sleeve and hurls himself at the Jedi with a screeching war cry. And here's where for me, Palpatine's character, Ian McDermott's performance, starts getting a little over the top.
Do you think that was like also triggered by people laughing in our theater by like
little
certain
bit,
things he said?
Yeah, like when what did he say? Windu said something about the Senate, and Palpatine's like, "I am the Senate," and he pulled out that voice that's like not his normal Palpatine. It's like, "Kill it," you know. It's his, can you
It's
do
like
that?
evil voice.
Can you do that voice?
I can't.
I am the Senate. I can't quite do it. It's so far back in his throat.
Yeah, I'm sure it kills his.
Oh,
throat.
I can't imagine it. But in an early version, it had of the script, Anakin was watching this fight, debating his allegiance, but it was reshot to show his active choice during the Sidious Windu duel in the second year. And also, I'll say that in a second, but concept art had a teenage Boba Fett killing Windu during Order 66 as well, but Lucas deemed him too young, unfortunately, for the time.
Oh.
So sad. Boba Fett's in the Clone Wars, he's off doing shit in Clone Wars.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he a teenager?
Yep.
Damn.
It's so cool. He's just like, he's a smuggler,
Huh.
I think. Or he's like, he joins a bounty hunting group at some point. I think he starts as a
How
smuggler.
old is he?
Teen.
Well, like a young teen, I guess.
I don't know,
Because
do
he
we really
seems
need-
pretty young in Attack of the Clones. Is my point.
3 years, yeah, so he's probably like 12 and technically he's 15, something around there.
Oh, okay.
You can look at it if you want. Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
It's not important.
But yeah, all that was reshot. Kolar's the first to die right through the chest.
Wait, so they shot that?
Huh?
So they shot a version of that?
No, sorry, that was different. That was concept art. It's concept art with Boba Fett killing Windu.
Oh, okay.
They shot Anakin initially watching all this go down before he showed up.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're alright. Kolar is the first to die right through the chest, and as Kolar's life is ending due to the wound, Sidious turns and slices Tin's torso. A few seconds later, with more effort from Sidious, Kit Fisto is slain. You can pretty much say who's the best. It goes in order of like who's the worst, the best Jedi as they get flayed up pretty much, because that's who puts up better fight, and then Windu. Windu is the only one who remains, so he's alone against the Dark Lord, but he can hold, which is huge.
Yeah.
I had some dialogue up here. Oh yeah, it's just where he said I am the Senate, but Anakin. Wait, no, I just lost my place. Hold on.
Oh.
So now we have the rise of Lord Vader here, unfortunately.
So sad.
Sidious and Windu are fighting, dueling fiercely, and the fight appears to be even early on, but Windu gradually gains ground, slowly driving the Sith Lord out of the Chancellor's antechamber into the office proper. Shortly after, the two shatter a large glass window. Windu delivers a kick to Sidious, leading to Sidious falling down and losing his lightsaber. Anakin arrives just as Windu holds Sidious at blade point. Windu declares Sidious has lost, but the Sith Lord releases a torrent force lightning.
Let me add, he also at that time said that he's arrested.
I think this is what's about to. Oh yeah, he this whole
Before.
fight. Yeah.
So like Anakin did see it happen where he tried to arrest him, but he immediately fought. But like I get it, like all like the life it seemed had been sucked out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think when he came in the room, he was going for arrest. When Palpatine slayed 3 Jedi Masters in a row, that's probably when Windu made his decision to be like, we're gonna kill this
Yeah,
guy.
which I think is valid.
It's pretty valid. It's not what a Jedi would do, Steve. It's not what the Jedi would do. However, Windu deflects it with his blade, casting a bunch of this force energy back into Sidious's body, so Sidious is becoming hideously deformed, and his face is becoming deathly pale inside, his teeth are yellow and round, his fingernails are becoming long and dirty, his eyes turn to burning yellow with blood-red rims, although that's not from the Force lightning, that's just what happens when you're a Sith, and you start getting really intense.
Right.
He ends his assault with the lightning, claiming he's too weak to fight on. And even with this Force lightning, as he was casting it over, he's still the super over-the-top performance by McDermott, where he's just so much more animated. It's almost like you take like a 1930s, like slapstick comedy actor or something and put him in this role. That's really what it feels like. And have that contrasted against fucking Samuel L. Jackson, who's the most like stone cold faced, not like that way. It's really...
That's true. There was a line like right before... Like, sorry if this is going too far, but like when Mace Windu gets his arm chopped off, like Palpatine says something where like everyone in the audience laughed.
Power! That's what he says, power!
Yeah, and it's like he's dying right now. What the fuck? This should not be the energy. This shouldn't be the energy in the theater right now.
No, that kind of pissed me off as people who watch this, I guess, enough times to not be in the moment. Or they're just not movie people, right? They're like there to have fun, which is fine. But I'm there to get so invested, so it's a tough contrast.
Yes.
But apparently Ian McDermott's exhausted laughter after the fight ended, after he stopped producing the Force lightning, the exhausted laughter was genuine because there was multiple takes. So he was actually out of breath at that point. And Windu makes the decision that he decides to kill Sidious. He's too dangerous to be left alive. Anakin argues that Palpatine must stand trial, and Windu just disregards this, stating that Sidious's control over the Senate courts make him too dangerous to be left alive. Well, why the fuck did you try and arrest him in the first place then?
Right.
Like, Mace Windu makes mistakes here, man. Maybe he did have his mind made up that he wanted to kill Palpatine from the second he went in, but he was trying to hold up his, diplomacy in front of his peers or something like that. It's, too bad.
Yeah, it is.
I think I had a little more dialogue up here or something. Or no, not yet. I know where that is, though. But... this is Samuel L. Jackson. Anakin is forced to choose between the Jedi Order or Padme, is the way that he sees it. And Windu is about to deliver the killing blow, but Anakin betrays Mace Windu, cuts off his sword arm, and pushes him out the window. And this is where, afterwards, in an interview, Samuel L. Jackson insisted, during, I guess, he insisted that Windu die in a blaze of glory, not, quote, like some sucker, end quote. Which is a fact. He does kind of die like a sucker. Like it's not it's a huge moment, but he's not the focus of the moment at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anakin betrays the Jedi Order, and this is his tipping point to the dark side. Sidious is cackling with glee, and he tortures and blasts the shock Windu out the window, and that's when he's saying it, power, unlimited power.
Yeah.
Like it's
but you can still tell, like Anakin definitely regrets it. He's like, what have I done?
He doesn't feel good. Yeah.
So like you can see he's still questioning it, but by doing that he's committing to the dark. Like what else?
He knows he's gone too far at this point, and it's like that same feeling of regret after killing Dooku, but instead he's now planted his stake in the ground.
Yeah, like there's no way he can go back.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Which is sad to watch.
So sad. I wish we could get inside Anakin's head because I feel like he feels bad about so many more things. But Sidious is cackling with glee, and he sends Mace Windu plunging to his death hundreds of stories below. And Anakin is horrified by his actions, yet he knows there's no turning back. He betrayed the Jedi. He pledges his allegiance to Sidious on his knees, and in return for the Dark Lord's power to stop death in the hope of saving his beloved life, Sidious takes Anakin as a Sith apprentice, bestowing him the name Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And Sidious also wants to launch Operation Nightfall to ensure the so-called Jedi Rebellion is crushed, and to wipe out the Separatist Council on the Mustafar system. Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy. He's going to send Anakin to go wipe out the Council on Mustafar. But before that, we have Operation Nightfall, Order 66. Vader leads the 501st Legion to the temple. He and the clones rampage through the temple, I guess first we get execute order. Actually, I don't think quite yet. He starts rampaging through the temple, cutting down every Jedi that crosses his path, including Swordmaster Sindra League. He must be a Clone Wars guy, but I forgot about. And even the younglings hiding out in the council chamber. I heard some people laughing, right, when he's about to kill the younglings.
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing?
Fuck off.
What are we doing?
It's like, it's meme culture, dude. This is the world we're living in.
It's not funny. For
Generation's
younglings
obsession with
to be
irony.
killed.
Yep. I don't know.
See, that is also funny. Not that, but that they call them younglings.
Yeah, it is.
Even the younglings.
I wish they would have said that about the Sand people. The women, the children,
and the
younglings too.
Well, the children aren't.
I guess younglings maybe don't have a master yet. I wonder if younglings is another level. It's youngling Padawan. But I don't know.
Could be.
But yeah, he's rampaging through the temple, cutting everybody down. And apparently one of the younglings' startled reaction was genuine, triggered by Hayden Christensen shouting, "Boo!" Right when he had his reaction of like, "Oh God, we're about to die." So that's kind of funny.
That's so good.
But then Order 66 is executed. So I guess Nightfall is just storming the Jedi Temple. Order 66 has...
people were saying that line again.
The Order 66 line? Execute... here, I'll do it in a second, because I can do that one pretty well.
Okay.
It's right here, actually. It says, the time has come. Execute Order 66. And,
that was good.
Yeah, it's hard. I appreciate your support. Meanwhile, from his office, Sidious is broadcasting this, and they're cross-cutting between the sequence showing all the Jedi deaths on Megiddo, Felucia, Cado Nemoidia, and Selukami. I don't know how to pronounce that. Selukami. I don't know that planet. I know all the other ones. It's evolved from this montage came out of a planned 7-planet Clone Wars montage initially. So this is going to have like a lot more history to it. I guess maybe Attack of the Clones is supposed to do that, but I don't actually know what. But it parallels the historic Knights Templar massacre dramatized in the Da Vinci Code. Have you seen that?
No.
Neither have I. It's on the poster, so we'll see it, I believe. Sorry about that. It's Target now next to us. Across the galaxy, Jedi generals find themselves being betrayed and murdered by their clone troopers. And as this happened, Yoda's feeling everybody dying. And it's so sad, man. Kiari Mundi, Ayla Secura, Plo Koon, so many Jedi that Now, I guess first we gotta talk about, this moment probably doesn't have the impact that it should. Right? Because this is the biggest heel turn in this is Palpatine's final part of the plan, essentially. It's executing Order 66 and killing all the Jedi. But all those Jedi characters were not built up nearly enough.
Yeah.
You know, the one we cared about was Mace Windu and Yoda. Yoda survives, Mace Windu has a good enough death, but like we said, the focus is not on him.
Yeah.
The focus then gets shifted to all these random-ass Jedi that we don't really know. Many of them were just in the background of shots that didn't even have lines. You know, obviously, nowadays watching this, having watched the Clone Wars, is very, very different. I was crying during this scene, especially when Plo Koon died. I was so sad. I love Plo Koon so much.
Yeah, I think not having seen, like, it's still sad. Like, it just makes me sad.
Too.
Yes, for sure. That they're like all, like, they're ready to fight, but like, they think they have like their backup, and then they all get turned on, and it's just so sad.
Yeah, and I think the few different, they show the levels of Jedi really, really well, because like Mundi kind of picks up what's happening before he gets shot, like just before. So, and then Ayla Secura doesn't really pick up until she's like pretty much shot to death.
Is she the green?
Yeah, green girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's Ayla. I'm pretty sure. And there's even better Jedi that aren't shown in the scene, but I think Luminara was apparently on Kashyyyk. She should have died. She's like the lady who's got like kind of like the wide, she's green skin with like a hat on with like flowing fabric kind of behind the hat. It looks like a kind of a long crown almost, I guess. I don't know. But Luminara, she's a fucking awesome character. Such a cool character. She comes up with the Bad Batch, Clone Wars, everywhere. But we don't really see her death. That's one that really would mess me up too. But on Utapau, Kenobi's falling off a cliff because he's also going through Order 66. Cody tried to shoot him, and Boga, but he and Boga, apparently that Boga also survived the drop. I thought he died, but Obi-Wan definitely survives, and he flees on Grievous's hidden starfighter. On Megiddo, here we go. Jedi Master Kaladi Mundi is gunned down. On Lush, on Felucia, on the lush tropical planet of Felucia, Jedi Aayla Secura, and on Kata Nemoidia, Plo Koon's Jedi starfighter is shot down.
So sad.
It's so fucking sad. There's also Stas Alley, who I didn't actually really recognize, but I'm sure she's in it. She's on a speeder bike and she gets destroyed. It's just brutal. Guess how many on-screen deaths this film has?
Oh,
Here, over or under? I'll make it easier.
Oh, please, yeah.
Over or under 150 on-screen deaths?
Has to be on.
Over!
Oh my
171 on-screen deaths. The highest in the saga. Reflects the dark PG-13 tone, which is obviously played even further up with Vader's burning body, which I still remember watching as a kid. In fact, I remember initially when we were watching that, Dad would fast forward through that part.
Yes, I remember that too.
We weren't allowed to watch Hayden Christensen's burning body. It's brutal. Yeah, it really is.
It is.
CGI looks great.
And even like after when he's getting all Vadered up, like it's gross.
Yeah, it's peeling like the burnt, clothing off him and stuff as he's screaming and all that. It is brutal.
I remember, being like having that skip forward, but then also like when I watched it, like closing my eyes during that. I was
Really?
like, I don't want to see that. That's so good. Like obviously in hindsight now, I've seen way worse. Like it's fine.
Yes.
It's not that bad, but it is.
At the time, it was the worst thing we'd probably seen in movies.
Yeah.
To be honest, for PG-13, it is brutal, and it has to be. I'm glad they let it, be that bad. I'm sure if Star Wars was owned by Disney at the time, I'm sure we're not getting that.
Right.
I'm sure we're not getting
Yeah.
We probably get limbs, and he doesn't get lit on fire, or something like.
Yeah, but he's just completely up in flames.
But we're not there yet. On Kashyyyk, Yoda's overlooking the ongoing battle as his commander Gree receives the order, but he and they try to kill Yoda, but Yoda's too good. He already sensed it before it happened, and he beheads both clones with one slash of his lightsaber. Chewbacca and Tarful help Yoda escape the planet, and back on Coruscant, Bail Organa arrives at the Flaming Temple to witness the slaughter of a young Padawan. That Padawan, by the way, was like... what can I compare this to? It was like the fandom of Star Wars obsessed over that Padawan for a little while. It's kind of like, do you remember the Stormtrooper in The Force Awakens who pulled out that extension of his arm to fight Finn with the lightsaber?
Yes,
it's like that guy where everybody was talking about, who is this guy? Where's the backstory? Same thing for that kid who put up a really, really good fight against the whole legion of Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Or squad. But Bail saw this and he's freaked the fuck out. He knows what's going on, so he flees the scene and departs to Coruscant in the Tantive 3, which is the same ship that Vader enters at the beginning of The New Hope. As I'm sure you recognize from that set, right? That set is so the white hallways. It's only for a split second when he's on his ship and he's like, "Hey, let's go find the other Jedi," but it looks so obvious. But yeah, Bail's trying to make contact with any surviving Jedi. Bail Organa is such a fucking great character. He's so important, so important. He's maybe not that. He kind of just does seem like one of those roles where they didn't expect him to need backstory, a huge role.
Right.
We have his name, and that's enough for us to care about him when he's on screen because he ends up doing a lot of things at the end of the movie.
Right.
Both Obi-Wan and Yoda survived Order 66, and they're picked up by Senator Organa, having evaded pursuit. Jedi return to Coruscant to recalibrate the Jedi beacon, called for all Jedi to return to Coruscant, knowing that's really trapped by Sidious. Kenobi hopes to warn of any surviving Jedi. Following the attack on the temple, Vader returns to Padme, and yes, we are calling Vader. Vader returns to Padme at the Senate apartment complex, where the smoke rising from the wrecked temple can be seen. He tells her that the Jedi tried to take over the Republic. They're traitors in the Senate. He asks for her loyalty to the Chancellor, then tells her that he will go to the Mustafar system, where the remaining Separatists have gathered, and end the war. Through a hologram, Sidious informs Separatist Council that Vader would take care of them once he arrived. Take care of them has a very big emphasis put on it. And I feel like if I was in that group of guys, I would have been like, guys, you have to come and kill us. Because literally, Palpatine's like, yeah, Vader's going to come here and take care of you.
That's what I'm saying. Everything he says is so dramatic and obvious when he's trying to get a point across.
It's so true. So true. Yeah, the council's unaware that Sidious betrayed them and sent Vader to kill him, obviously.
Right.
Then it's the birth of the Empire. The Vader arrives on Mustafar and is greeted by Viceroy Gunray, but he quickly traps Separatist Council in the bunker and slaughters everybody. Poggle the Lesser, Rude Hako, Ponundo. Even though I don't know, like, these guys were all villains in the Clone Wars, like, I don't really care about them dying. A couple of them were good, I think. Like, Poggle the Lesser, I think, ends up being good. At least for a while. Maybe it was a different one, but it's just not, it's not overly sad. It's not overly horrifying or sad. Like, it's just kind of, I think at this point we're just so taken aback by Vader's, you know.
Yeah, it's like everything else was way more impactful, so it's like, all right, why not kill some other ones too?
Yep. He leaves Newt Gunray until last. Newt just hasn't had a character, so we still really don't even care about him.
No.
But he slices him across the chest as he pleads for his life. At this point, it's the first physical manifestation of the dark side. And no, it's not. It's the second because he slaughtered the Jedi Council first. Physical manifestation with Vader begins with his irises turning yellow.
Okay.
Yep. Which, this parallels the Godfather's baptism sequence, apparently, where Lucas was an assistant editor.
Huh.
Like Godfather 3 that I haven't watched for a while?
I have no idea.
I don't know. No, yeah. The Senate holds a special session where Palpatine tells them the plot of the Jedi to overthrow the Senate, which was obviously not real. He said that it's foiled, and there's a huge applause where he informs the Senate that the surviving Jedi will be hunted down and defeated.
Damn.
We also, as that applause is going off, we get the greatest line in Star Wars, in my opinion.
Yes,
right?
I
Is
would
it
agree.
not?
Yes.
And it's said by Padme Amidala. Do you know it off the top of your head?
This is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. It's so good. And the way she delivers it is just, like, so well done.
Heroin.
Yeah.
Truly. It is just fucking amazing, dude. It's amazing. Palpatine then states in order to ensure the security and continued stability of the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire.
Yikes.
Which Palpatine describes as creating a safe and secure society. yes, that's what we say.
Right.
Totally.
That's what the dictators always say.
As the majority of the Senate screams their approval, Padme Amidala and Bail Organa, who are shocked at the result, simply look around. And, yeah.
Dropped.
That line is just so good. So this is how liberty dies. Thunderous applause. That's just so...
It's so good.
Oh,
and it's just so well delivered and...
Yep, it's a beautiful kind of just like topper to all the political themes in this. And throughout these movies.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Obi-Wan and Yoda go to the Jedi Temple, slaying several clones and walking in disbelief through the carnage. Yoda notices that their several Jedi were cut down by a foe wielding a lightsaber. They recalibrate the temple signal to warn the Jedi, and Obi-Wan, wanting to know the truth, checks the security hologram recordings. To his horror, it shows Vader dueling younglings and kneeling before Sidious. Yoda says, "Destroy the Sith, we must." And Obi-Wan is very reluctant to kill Anakin, wants to go after the Emperor instead. And he's pretty much like, "You go after Anakin, I don't want to fucking do it."
sad. He's like, I can't kill Anakin.
It is.
And he can't.
Yoda states Obi-Wan's not strong enough to face Sidious. So Anakin is gone. He's consumed by Vader. And Obi-Wan truly believes this, as we know, because that's what he tells to his unofficial grandson, pretty much, you know?
Right.
Is that Vader killed your father, and that's what Yoda did. Anakin was consumed by Vader, you know? That's where he gets that from. Yoda sets out to confront Sidious, telling Obi-Wan to use his feelings to find Vader.
I mean, and he does it really. Because he just goes to Padme.
He uses Padme's feelings. He uses Padme's feelings to find Vader. In fact, he flawlessly manipulates Padme. Like, maybe not intentionally, but gets her to go. We know, though, that Obi-Wan has vowed to Yoda not to kill Vader. At least that he wants to leave his fate to the Force. You know, so how's he going to get in that situation? Who knows? It'll work out perfectly for him. Obi-Wan follows Yoda's advice and visits Padme, asking where Anakin is. He tells her that he has turned to the dark side and killed many Jedi in the temple, and also that everyone was deceived by Sidious, who is behind everything, which includes the war. Despite her anguish, Padme refuses to reveal where her husband is gone. Obi-Wan deduces that Padme is carrying Anakin's child, who already knew the two had been together all along, and apologizes to her for what he had to do with no choice, for what he has to do.
And it's like, let's stop putting this pregnant woman under so much stress. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's going through it, man. No wonder she
really going
doesn't have the will to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, it's kind of like a little just like opposite dramatic irony, where somebody on screen knows more than we do when you're watching it with just the 3 movies. In the Clone Wars, it's fleshed out how pretty much it's so obvious that Anakin and Padme are together, and it's almost like a joke. The Council hinted at that they kind of know about it, but leave it. Obi-Wan definitely knows about it. It's played as a joke, perhaps. It is amazing. So this moment makes so much sense to me. It's like, yep, he fucking knew it forever.
That's what, even watching these movies, I'm like, there's no way he does it.
Yeah.
No.
Really? Even watching these?
Yeah. Like, it's the same thing with, like, if, like, Qui-Gon knew that Padme was Queen Amidala. Like, he definitely knew. Even though he never, like, explicitly said it. I guess he makes more, like, jokes about it, like, sort of.
He does. On Mustafar, Vader surveys the violent landscape around him, and we get one tear, which I believe is all of his acts of violence, knowing that he can't turn back from the influence of Dark Sidious.
It's just such a good frame. Like, it's so good.
So he looks so angry, you don't even expect the tear to fall, and then it's just the lighting shifts and it reveals that there's a streak of it. And it's just so sad because
it's so sad.
Anakin's still in there. Anakin is still in there. And he always will be, trapped in Vader's body. Unable to go back. Later, Padme leaves Coruscant in her star skiff, departing from Mustafar to find her husband, but unknown to her, Obi-Wan stows away aboard the ship just before it takes off.
Yeah.
If Obi-Wan would have just placed the tracking device on it, this could have gone very differently.
Yes.
You know, he's got those in his belt, at least he did in Attack of the Clones.
Because he did kind of he completely put, like, Padme in jeopardy.
He did. Trying to save her and save Anakin, he did put Padme in jeopardy.
Right, yeah.
Then we have the battle of the heroes, the moment that we've all been waiting for, waiting 20 years to watch this fight again in theaters. And it is. It's good. The skiff lands on Mustafar. Padme is greeted by a smiling Vader. Padme reveals her conversation with Obi-Wan, and he tells her his only lies, but he doesn't deny the accusations. Padme tells him that Obi-Wan knew about them together, wanted to help, begs him not to run away with her, raise their child in peace. Vader's mad with power and claims that they no longer have to run away. He can overthrow Palpatine so the two of them can rule the galaxy together, and that's when Padme realizes it.
Which is like, bro, there were so many signs.
There were, but I don't think, I mean, that's a good moment. I wouldn't have switched up until she's consumed by love, so it makes sense that she's blinded until he says something that obvious, you know, we'll rule the galaxy together.
But he did literally just in the last movie make a joke, I'm putting that in air quotes because he was totally serious about a dictatorship for the galaxy.
It's so true. You need to think back here, Padme. He had this side of him for a long, long time.
Yes.
Padme, she's realized how much her husband has changed, and she backs away in horror and tearfully begs him to stop, insisting that she still loves him. She's saying stuff like, "You're breaking my heart." Her line delivery is fucking amazing. It is amazing. Good. When she says, "You're breaking my heart," her voice breaks as she's saying it. It is heartbreaking.
She's so talented.
So talented. As she pleads, Obi-Wan steps out onto the skiff's boarding ramp. Upon seeing him, Vader becomes enraged and accuses Padme of betraying him for Obi-Wan, without even allowing her a chance to explain herself. He begins force choking her. Obi-Wan intervenes and demands Vader to release Padme, but Vader chokes her unconscious. Turning his anger to Obi-Wan, Vader accuses him of turning his wife against him.
Yeah.
I just want to see my battery on the computer real fast. Obi-Wan retorts that Vader has done that himself, and he let himself be twisted by Sidious's lies, becoming a Sith. Vader, unfortunately, refuses to listen and rants that he has brought order to his new empire. And I think I have the quote here. Actually, I have a different quote. But Obi-Wan, Vader is very, very mad at Obi-Wan right now, and he's saying a bunch of very dictatorship things, bringing order to his new empire. And Obi-Wan, you can just see on Obi-Wan's face, they have this beautiful shot of Anakin with his back turned. Both their faces are in the shot, and Obi-Wan is just unable to believe what he's hearing.
Yeah.
And he basically says he'll do what he must and prepares to fight. Vader fumes that those who are against him are his enemies. Anyone who's against him is enemies, and Obi-Wan says only Sith steal in absolutes.
Yes.
Then,
yes, if you're not with me, you're my enemy.
Yep.
Damn.
Terrible. But then starts the ferocious duel between master and apprentice.
Oh, it's so good, but it's just so sad.
It is, man. It's so sad. Two blue lightsabers just going at it.
And especially just from like the last two movies, how good like the chemistry between them it's been so fun and so great to watch.
It felt like their relationship
finally
finally came together.
Yeah.
And now they're so far apart.
And like knowing what like the last conversation they had, like, and that the next time they saw is just
It's brutal.
It's brutal.
Back on Coruscant, in the Chancellor's office with the Imperial Senate building, Yoda confronts Palpatine. He tells him that he knows of Anakin's turning, and while addressing him as his Sith name, fights him. Sidious uses Force Lightning to push the Jedi Master backwards onto a pillar, and they're going at it. It's also a really underrated lightsaber fight between those probably two best swordsmen in the galaxy at the time, going at it, using so much of the Force to jump around to these crazy. It's just this really cool fight in the Senate room or whatever, with all the floating discs being thrown at each other. While this is going, Obi-Wan and Vader are still battling on the bridge. They enter the court mining facility and make their way through the hallways. We're just cross-cutting between these two fights. So on Coruscant, Sidious is telling Yoda the Jedi will be no more. Jedi Master stands up and pushes them backwards past the desk. They're engaging in this battle, and it's just cross-cutting the two. It's two amazing sword fights. Obviously, we care about Obi-Wan's and Anakin's a bit more at this point, but Sidious is still a huge character, so watching Yoda go at it and watching Yoda fight is just always so fun.
Yes.
Yoda's this little lightsaber.
Because he's he's always doing twice as much as the other person.
It's so true. At the Mustafari mining complex, Obi-Wan and Vader battle in the conference room. Vader attempts to force choke the Jedi Master, and Obi-Wan loses it after getting kicked in the stomach. And he loses the lightsaber for a second after getting kicked in the stomach, but retreats it. Yoda's still fighting Sidious, and they're taking the Galactic Senate chamber, which I was talking about. Vader still battling Obi-Wan, who's on the defensive. They fight the command center with the dead Separatist leaders on the floor. A missed slash from Vader's lightsaber damages a computer console, deactivating the facility's shields. Not good. I guess it's just like a fucking self-destruct button, pretty much. You alright over there? Those are police sirens. Or maybe fire truck sirens.
It's so like loud and high pitched.
Did they sound different?
I don't know. I think it was just like matching the ringing that's happening in my ear, and it was really throwing me off. I apologize.
The ringing in your ear. That's
You know your ear rings sometimes, and you're like.
I do. Apparently, it's a good sign. I've seen stuff that it means something, and depending on which ear it means stuff too. I haven't actually seen it. Somebody told me about it, but I haven't looked into it yet. It's cool. Apparently, it's a good sign. Good sign from the universe. Positive.
Interesting.
As the door opens, Obi-Wan and Vader exit the mining facility and head outside. Back in the Galactic Senate chamber, Sidious hurls Senate pods at Yoda in an effort to avoid them. It's exhausting the Jedi Master. Sidious is blasting Yoda with Force Lightning, and Yoda's lost his lightsaber, so with this last bit of strength, Yoda redirects it back at him, but causing an explosion that throws both himself and Sidious over the edge of the pod. Still back on Mustafar, this is awkward, but back on Mustafar, Obi-Wan and Vader's battle continues. They tiptoe across some pipes. A mining droid comes by the Jedi and they fight with their lightsabers. The pair jump onto a bridge and walk across some large stalks. At the same time, deadly lava blasts towards Vader and Obi-Wan, forcing them to take cover of the remaining debris. The lava cuts off a collection arm attached to the main structure. Sidious is able to hold on to the Senate. I just lost my place so bad. I accidentally hit like the little side-scrolling bar, you know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, I'm so off. Except I found right where I am again.
Yeah.
The lava cuts off a collection arm. Sidious is able to hold on to the Senate pod back on Coruscant, while Yoda falls all the way to the floor, leaving his cloak behind. Yoda then turns tail, and using Bail Organa's help, Yoda flees the Senate building and intends to go into exile. This is where I want to stop here real fast. You remember what Mark Hamill's biggest problem with Luke Skywalker was?
No.
So his biggest problem with Luke Skywalker was the fact that he gave up. He said Jedi don't give up. He hated the way his character was written because he think that Luke wouldn't do that. What's interesting about the Jedi, whatever it is, there's something in them that does cause them to give up when things get too bad. When the dark takes over, a lot of them flee. Yoda decides after losing to go into exile, not try to fight back at all right now, just wait, listen to the Force and wait. The same thing that Luke ends up doing after the Knights of Ren, killed the Jedi Order that he was trying to build. And it's also the same thing that Kenobi does in the Kenobi show right after this as well. He goes into exile just as Yoda does. It's really interesting that this is actually one of the negative aspects of the Jedi, is the fact that they are willing to give up.
Well, I could argue that it's not a negative aspect because they know when they can't win. They know when it's time to pack it up and go home and hide or whatever.
True.
So you could say that that's a positive quality, that they know, like, they're not just gonna... And you could say, like, they're not just gonna fight until they die. They're gonna fight, and if they can't win, they're gonna hide until something else comes along, and then they can rise up again.
I guess it's a bit smart. I think that my favorite characters in movies are the ones who are willing to put their lives on the line even when all is lost.
Right,
like,
no,
it is more calculated. Like, it is, because down there, obviously, it fucking works out.
Right.
But, I don't, especially for, like, a Jedi, it feels like they would be wanting, because the amount of lives that are going to be lost to an Imperial reign,
right?
It's heavy, to not even try to fight back against that is difficult. But I kind of think Mark Hamill's complaints there were a little bit misplaced, because if you look at what happens to Jedi, it's just Yoda went to exile.
Well, I think you could say that, like I said, Jedi know when is the time to give up, when they know they can't win the fight. Like, I think that could be a good trait. But I would agree with you in that I would rather a character that's fighting until their last breath, and obviously it ended up working out in the long run.
Yeah,
but I would agree
Mark
with
Hamill
you.
only
but
thought
just to
about
play the other side.
Yeah, well, I mean,
disagree with Mark Hamill.
Both could be right. Like, Mark Hamill just didn't think through the fact that this has happened before, is what I'm saying. Like, it's not that bad. Like, really, it's not, whether you agree with it or not, it does happen.
Yeah.
This is a Jedi thing, so, like...
Yeah.
And they continue it in the Kenobi show, too. But, the rest of the battle is resuming on Mustafar, and Obi-Wan and Vader ride this collection arm down to the lava river below, which falls over a molten waterfall. Abandoning this massive arm, Obi-Wan leaps onto a hovering mining platform, and Vader jumps onto a collection droid, is what it's called. I never noticed this before, but I was just kind of thinking as this is going on, both those, like, Anakin hops on the collection droid. The collection droid can go wherever the fuck he wants, but he decides to go right on over up to Obi-Wan's platform so they can fight it out. Like, the collection droid, this is a fucking conscious, or like, an AI. Like, this guy he knows what he's doing, but he's just like doing exactly what Anakin wants him to, which is just kind of funny.
That is funny.
But as they're fighting, Obi-Wan appeals to his old friend one last time, but Vader refuses to see reason, forcing Obi-Wan to accept that his student, friend, and brother is corrupted beyond redemption.
So sad.
After fending off another attack from Vader, Obi-Wan disengages the platform, nears the shore of Lava River, leaping up onto the black sandbank. Obi-Wan warns Vader that he now holds an unassailable position by saying, "It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground." But Vader, who's enraged and bloodthirsty, yells, "You underestimate my power. and foolishly leaps up to kill his old master, the same way that Obi-Wan ended Maul. Obi-Wan's high ground advantage stems from anticipating Vader's moves learned from training.
Right.
So that's the difference there.
Yeah.
With a swift sweep of his blade, Obi-Wan Kenobi slices off Darth Vader's left arm and legs. I thought it was just legs.
Me too.
I think it's just legs, but whatever.
How would he get his left arm but not his... Because it's one.
I don't know. Obi-Wan's precision is next level, dude. Next
like a
level.
diagonal cut.
Vader tumbles down the embankment and rolls to a stop at the edge of the river of lava. As Obi-Wan watches, Vader is helpless and now fully consumed by the dark side. He tries in vain to pull up his crippled, smoking body with just one remaining mechanical arm. Obi-Wan is overcome with disgust and sadness and the pitiful fate of the Chosen One. He's nearly reduced to tears. He's angrily shouting at Vader, who has failed his life and destiny. You're the Chosen One, Anakin. You're supposed to bring balance to the Force, You're supposed to bring balance to the Force, not join the Sith or something.
Not destroy it?
Not destroy them. Yeah, not dark. I don't know I can't believe I can't think of that, but all Vader can do is scream in pain and powerless rage, cursing his former friend and master. I hate you!
Oh, so sad.
The lava below Vader then catches his legs, setting him on fire, horribly burning and disfiguring him. Obi-Wan turns away from the terror, unwilling to kill him.
That is, when he says, I hate you, what is it? You know Obi-Wan's response to that?
No, what was it? Sorry.
It was something along the of I loved you. You were like a brother to me. So like you can see like with just the past tense of how he says it, that he's truly accepting like the death of Anakin and that he has become Darth Vader.
Wow, you're absolutely right.
I know.
Absolutely. I love when your insights are powerful sometimes. I like them. They throw me off my game. They're that good. After briefly staring at the charged meteorite to figure that was once Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan turns and walks away, taking Anakin's dropped lightsaber with him. He returns to the star skiff and leaves the planet with an unconscious Padme and her droids, R2-D2 and C-3PO.
So
Obi-Wan feels guilt for failing Anakin and Padme's happiness.
Well, yeah.
Huh?
Never mind.
Obi-Wan's the type of guy to blame himself for this, even though it's not his fault.
Right.
Like, obviously, if he could have played a little different, he probably should have realized that revealing himself to Anakin with Padme not knowing he's there was not going to go down well. That's Obi-Wan's dire mistake.
See, that was that was what I was saying with that. Like, it's not his fault completely, but he could have...
It's just another way that the Jedi Order just could have played this differently. Maybe let's consider if we know... I get that you want to try and save Jedi fast, right? But you also probably want to have the highest chance of winning against the Sith and its apprentice. So maybe think about a double team, right? You're there on Coruscant. Maybe get Yoda and Kenobi to go attack Sidious first. Try and kill Sidious and then figure out where Anakin is. Or something like that.
Right.
The Obi-Wan solo mission I don't think was the way to go.
Because if you could have gotten rid of Sidious?
Yep.
That is it?
Yeah.
Then it would have been easier for Anakin or Darth Vader to
Definitely.
he could have came back from that
Exactly.
if he was the one manipulating him.
Or it could have been an In a Lonely Place moment where we see Sidious' death and we're just Yoda's going to try and get the hologram out to Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan kills Anakin and right before Yoda can tell him. Can you imagine?
That would have been so much more terrible.
So sad, dude. Anakin could have came back. Obi-Wan definitely goes into exile. Oh, God. Sidious... Padme is on the ship and says to Obi-Wan that there's still good in him. I know there still is. still, and that's almost her last words. But Sidious is arriving on Mustafar with a group of shock troopers, and they rescue Darth Vader from the edge of death using a stasis pod and Sith medicines held in the Empire's shuttle. Sidious places a comforting hand on Vader's head, echoing Obi-Wan's aid to Luke in Episode 4. So I think it's really interesting how Sidious plays this, because this kind of says a lot about how the relationship was and the differences between the Jedi Council. Because honestly, Sidious, somebody at the dark side, you'd almost expect him to come up and be like, "You fucking lost to Obi-Wan," or more like, "Your power is not. You didn't use the full force of the dark side," or something.
Yeah.
Just some line that's like shitting on him a little bit more, because it's like, but no, he places a comforting hand on his head, like a father, and so you can tell that Palpatine's truly cared about Anakin for all this, so it's probably been happening and was in the Clone Wars for so long throughout the 3-year difference of these movies, Apparently an early script suggested that Sidious created Anakin. I actually talked about this, so it enhances the fatherly gesture.
Right.
On an isolated asteroid, which is a really cool base, honestly. Yoda meditates and hears the spirit voice of Qui-Gon. The voice tells him there's a way to merge with the Force and retain consciousness after death. So in order to learn this power, Yoda declares himself an apprentice to the spirit of Qui-Gon Jinn. So fucking cool.
So cool.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool, because Qui-Gon is like it just makes me so happy seeing Qui-Gon like that. There was also a cut scene with Liam Neeson's dialogue that elaborated on the Force ghost training that was later explained in the Clone Wars.
Huh.
Yep, it's so cool what they do in the Clone Wars. It's so cool. It's so cool. Liam Neeson's voice is actually in the Clone Wars too. It's the real Liam Neeson voice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Obi-Wan arrives with Padme, is given emergency medical treatment. She's dying, but the doctors don't know why. It seems that she's just lost the will to live. So they have to save her babies, which is a surprise. She has twins, which nobody knew it was twins. Wow. That's
I know. Like, would no one be like, "Damn, you're really pregnant"? Like, that does not just seem like there's one.
Yeah, that's a constant topic. It's like, where was her baby bump, guys? Like, I didn't know. But a boy and a girl are born, and in her last few dying breaths, Padme gives them names. The names are Dylan and... The names are Luke and Leia, of course.
I want to have twins and them be a boy and a girl just so I can name them Luke and Leia. Wouldn't that be so cool?
You know what would have been really funny? If, imagine... Okay, this is might be bad. It was just one kid, right? And at the very end, she's having a kid, and she goes, "Anakin, name him Anakin." And then we realized that this isn't the Darth Vader that we were thinking. Really, this little baby is going to be Darth Vader. And that sets up the next 3 movies that build up the real story.
I do have to tell you, I cannot stop thinking about the Phantom Menace, how it was going to be like, Obi-Wan was going to be quiet, like the roles were going to be switched and then he was going to take on that. That would have been so fucking cool. I cannot stop thinking about that.
Wait, one more time?
What you told me in Phantom Menace, where Qui-Gon was going to be Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan, and then he was going to take on the name.
Yeah.
That would have been so good. Because
You
that would
like
have been
that?
such a twist.
It would have been really cool. That would have been really,
I
really
wish that
cool.
would have happened.
Yeah, me too, honestly. That's just a cool detail that should have been. Because it's just kind of like one more reveal.
Right, because
Why
you
not?
think you know everything that's
Yeah.
going to happen with the prequels because you know how it's going to turn out, but that would have been awesome.
Right, it would make, because when Obi-Wan dies, you're just like, what the fuck? Obi-Wan's
Right,
dead?
you'd be shocked. You'd be like, there's no, because you're watching and you're like,
Wow.
oh, there's no way Obi-Wan can die. Like, it's not possible.
You're so right. You should have fucking done
That
that.
would have been so cool. Sorry to interrupt. I
Her
just had
and
to say that.
Anakin's heartbeat stop simultaneously, symbolizing his death and Vader's birth. Leia's open eyes at her birth support her memory of Padme, while Luke's closed eyes explain his lack thereof. It's interesting because you remember Leia, you remember her mother.
Which is crazy.
Well, yeah, but she's a Force baby, so I'll let it go.
Right, I guess. I love how, like, any, like, problem in this is, like, something that's, like, a discrepancy could just be something. It's
the Force. Yeah. It's like Catholic Church with it's faith.
Yes.
As his children are born, Vader is being rebuilt at the medical facility on Coruscant. He's given new legs, a new arm, mechanicalized lungs, and other replacement parts. He's dressed in black armor and a face mask that's sealed tightly. The mask includes a hard disk actuator, which is visible in his POV shot, which is just scary because it's about to, his whole life from here on out to the very end is about to be lived through this mask, a digital projection of what is out there. And there's a bunch of comics and books and things that talk about how uncomfortable the suit is on purpose to keep him angry all the time, essentially.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's so sad. Vader begins to breathe through his mask, and the whole theater was dead fucking quiet.
Yes,
the whole theater was dead quiet when we heard the. I can't do it very well, but hope that showed up on the mic. I have the, but I don't have that. Hopefully that picks
the
up.
exhale, not the inhale.
Yeah. Darth Vader begins to breathe. Most of, if not the entire surgery, is carried out in true dark side form, with Vader wide awake and apparently with no anesthesia. This leaves him moaning and screaming and writhing in excruciating agony.
So sad.
And it's interesting how Padme and Anakin's deaths end the prequel trilogy, while Luke and Leia's births began the original.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. But with Padme's final breath, she maintains that there's still good in Anakin. She dies believing in the man she loved before his violent acts against the Jedi Order and the Separatist Council.
Which I love. I think it's so, and it's obviously, it works, it makes sense for the original movies and how that all turns out. But it's also great, like I mentioned one moment, but like the different times while he's, quite literally killing a lot of Jedis and a lot of people, like you can still see that he has regret, that he doesn't know what to do, that he's just kind of like lost and confused and scared. And so you can still see that throughout, honestly, like the entirety of the film. And so I think that's so great that she says that as well. Because when you're like watching that, thinking about that line, you can totally pick up, oh, he's having regret here, he's doing this here, he's doing that
100%. And the only person after that that's able to see the good in him is Luke.
Luke?
Thank God he did.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It is.
Obi-Wan watches her go, and there's a funeral on Naboo. Vader is raised to a standing position, his surgery is complete, and he begins to speak through his vocabulary, is what that's called apparently. He asks about Padme. Sidious seeking to cut Vader's last ties to his old life and permanently cement the dark side in his heart, lies to Vader, telling him that he accidentally killed his wife while force choking. And this honestly had me fooled for about half of my existence as a Star Wars fan. I thought, because I missed the line about the droid saying like she lost the will to live. I thought that it was the force choking that killed Padme.
And that she didn't die of a broken heart.
Yeah, but that's God, I actually hate that. But because it's like, all my reviews are so fucked up. Like there's so many bad things that I feel like I just look right past. Like I just have my blinders on because I'm a Star Wars boy through and through.
No, that's so real. I do the same thing.
With his last shred of hope and his love now gone, and his mind broken by the realization that he himself killed the person he wanted to save, Vader rips free of the operating table and unleashes a powerful scream of rage, shame, and grief throughout the Force, shattering the droids and the equipment. This scene's black background with white smoke reverses Empire Episode 4's white background with black smoke.
And I would like to mention, our dad, first of all, is really into these like reenactments, which are just like very much AI, doing like scenes. And he showed me a very interesting like alternate ending to this, which was him saying something along the lines of like, "You told me if I did all this, I could save Padme. Like, what the fuck, basically."
Right.
And Sidious responds being like, what does he even say? He's like, I don't know, something like, "You're my slave now."
Damn.
And it's like, you've done too much, you can't go back.
I like it because it makes more sense why Anakin would think that way. But it is a little bit, it doesn't quite make. I don't think Anakin would say that. Because I think his no is the realization that he's the one who's caused all this.
Right.
You know, he has nobody to blame after Palpatine says that he killed Padme.
Right.
Like, I think that probably 2 minutes later, he's also going to be like, well, fuck, you told me. Like, that is going to happen.
Yeah.
But the initial agony is
okay.
going to be because of what he did. You know, not blaming it on somebody else.
No, that makes sense. I think, like, the alternate ending would be, like, so much sadder because then you see, well, we see the regret all through the film, but, like, he really regrets things and he's being manipulated for literally the entire time until, like, Luke comes along.
And it's crazy because there's multiple times that you haven't seen where in the mask, too, there are still just these moments of light in him that continue on. So you just never really know where his head is at. And obviously, the front, what he presents is always the dark side, but there's just still a little bit of light.
Yeah.
Vader screams out, "No!" in anger and despair, while the Emperor looks on with an evil grin.
Yeah. Because everything went according to his plan.
It's true, but there is a new hope. Like that?
That was good.
On board of the Tantive 3 docked at Naboo, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Bail Organa sit at a conference table. They agree to preserve Padme's pregnant appearance, thus faking the children's deaths. For their own safety, Luke and Leia will be split up in hopes that the Sith will not sense their presence. Leia is adopted by Bail Organa, and Luke would be sent to his father's step-family on Tatooine. Obi-Wan and Yoda will watch and wait until the time is ready for Skywalker children to do their part. Yoda tells Obi-Wan to study the technique that Qui-Gon learned to achieve immortality. Bail Organa leaves R2-D2 and C-3PO in care of Captain Antilles of the Tantive 3. Now, does that ring a bell? Captain Ramus Antilles is his name?
No.
He's the father of Wedge Antilles, who's Wedge in A New Hope and throughout the original trilogy. Luke's friend from home.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty cool. I love Wedge, too. It makes me very happy.
That's so wild. Can I ask you a question? And this, I guess, has to do with A New Hope, but I don't understand it. And Dad explained it to me one time, but I forgot. Why, like, Darth Vader is in so many, like, close proximity and having conversations with Leia, like, during A New Hope. So, like, how does he not sense that that's his daughter? Is it just because he's so confident that she's dead?
Dark side, like, probably. It's also, like, imagine the years and years that he spent to try to push Padme out of his mind. Like, that whole side, you'd think there would be part of him that would be able to feel it a little bit, but he's probably he's so consumed with the dark side at this point. It's got to be difficult to feel anything, because that has to be a light side of the Force feeling. It's like feeling a loved one, like the communication that Leia and Luke have and stuff like that. So I would say that's probably the reason. What was Dad's explanation?
I don't remember. That's why I'm asking again.
That's probably that's definitely, or even worse is that he could feel it, and he's just that evil at that point.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think that.
No. It's also
He
he
could
didn't
feel
know
it.
he
He
was
still
having
blows up
twins,
her home. Yeah,
so
he didn't know he's having twins. So yeah,
it makes sense he doesn't know.
and he probably heard that Padme is pregnant somehow during. So yeah, I think he's just convinced himself of his past that Padme's that kid.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
But they order a memory wipe of the protocol droid C-3PO, and that explains his ignorance in Episode 5.
But R2-D2 still knows all of it.
R2 he never gets the memory right. R2 knows everything. R2 knows everything.
That's why he never stays with the ship.
Yep. On Naboo, Padme's funeral takes place in a solemn ceremony. Her hands clasp the Jack Horse snippet given to her by Anakin in Episode 1.
And I just like to say, when I die, that's how I want to look at my funeral. Hair all out, flowers in the hair, that's how I should look, okay?
Okay, I got you. I'm living longer. You wanna make a bet on it?
No! You were so morbid today, oh my god!
It's a morbid movie, man. The fucking villain wins.
It's true.
Apparently there's a deleted scene where Yoga travels to Dagobah and begins a self-imposed exile, which he partly owes as a penance for his failure to defeat Sidious. On the bridge of a gray-hulled Imperial vendor, Vader, the Emperor, and Governor Tarkin, it was Tarkin if you could see him there, the sharp jawline if whoever played him said it, They oversee the construction of a moon-sized battle station, soon to be called the Death Star.
The Death Star. The Star of Death.
The Star of Death. On Alderaan, the infant Leia is brought by Bail Organa to his wife, and on Tatooine, Obi-Wan brings Luke to his new family, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Obi-Wan leaves, heading to exile in the Jundland wastes, and as the movie and prequel trilogy ends, Owen and Beru, holding the infant Luke, look out to the horizon and watch the setting of Tatooine's twin suns. And that...
And the music's just fucking blaring outside. It's so loud, it's so good. It's so good.
It is.
I'm sorry. I
was doing my thing. I was just going to say, and that is our movie, which is what I say at the end of everyone. And that is our movie.
Well, you could have said it right after I said that.
Well, I already said and that, so I felt the need to explain.
Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, but that's it. That was the story. It's a super long story this time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We're already at 2 hours. Where's this at? 28%. Okay, once it gets to 10, we'll plug in if we need.
Okay.
Let's start moving.
I think moving through characters, again, it's like a little weird because it's a trilogy of movies.
Yep.
So I feel like for this episode, since we kind of covered kind of personal character development, I was thinking more of like the relationship development of different characters is something that we can kind of look into in this category, if that's good with you. And I know I mentioned it before, but to start off, you can see that it's like a very, not completely different, but like a pretty different dynamic between, sorry, I'm so distracted right now, between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Like, it's very much more of like a brotherly, like friend relationship, and Anakin obviously throughout the movie is kind of doubting me, like, Obi-Wan doesn't treat me like an equal, like it's so annoying, but it's very clear from Attack of the Clones to this movie that he does, for sure, or it's more of like the older brother vibe that we talked about, that like now they're more close, and I think it's very telling just even in the dialogue, because in Attack of the Clones, Anakin says that Obi-Wan is like a father to me, he says it multiple times, but then, in Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan, when Anakin's burning to death, says that you're like a brother to me, or you were like a brother to me. Which I think is so interesting how they so, like, just blatantly put that out, but you can definitely see it in the progression of their relationship.
That's, again, such a great insight there, because it's totally what they're doing with that line. And Anakin could just never see it, you know, and it took up until he's dying looking up at Obi-Wan. Oh, then to hear that he looked at him like a brother has to just be...
Yeah.
Oh, man. So sad. They did a good job with that relationship. I think it's hard when you have time passing between movies, always. It's hard to make things feel like it makes sense why people are at this point. Maybe the only one that feels a little bit forced is Palpatine and Anakin's relationship, why they're so close. But I think for the most part they do a pretty good job of where we are now, although it's different than Attack of the Clones, doesn't seem too far to feel unbelievable.
Yeah, it's still like that like witty dialogue back and forth that they're doing, but you can tell it's just on another, like, Obi-Wan's not telling Anakin what to do as much. Like, you can see he's kind of let him on his own, like he's doing his own thing.
100%.
Obviously, there's still some of that, like, older brother, you could say, like, vibe that he's putting down. But, like, overall, it's a much different dynamic, while still being enough of the same that I think it works.
Yeah, I completely agree. Concur.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on them?
I think Anakin and Padme's relationship was maybe another one that did feel, there's a lot of progress made there. Majority of the progress was made in Attack of the Clones.
Right.
Now they're just so much more responsible, and the way that they talk is so much more, although a lot of the lines are still written a little bit weird, it's a lot more like mature, it feels like. It doesn't feel like the start of a relationship, which I think they did a good job with. And then Anakin's relationship with the Jedi Council, I think, is so flawlessly done throughout these movies. The way it's just so easy to feel why Anakin would be frustrated.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
easy. I always we're gonna have a sunroof in this thing, by the way. I have a double fucking sunroof.
Yeah, I've literally never noticed that until you just said that.
Sorry, folks. I just got really distracted. Double sunroof.
Yeah, I think like Anakin and Padme, for sure, in this movie they have such like a short time on screen, but you can, like you said, you can really see, again, just like Obi-Wan and Anakin, you can see the progression, like very much. It's much more an adult relationship, sort of. Yeah, we don't see them that much, but you can tell, and we got so much of a foundation for that relationship through Attack of the Clones, so it works. We're just seeing her kind of like bit
100%.
by bit and kind of seeing what
100%.
happens, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only other like big one to talk about, and we've already talked about, is Palpatine and Anakin.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense where like the flip came from. Like he was kind of talking to him in Attack of the Clones, but like it wasn't to this extent. Like why is he like your best friend now that you're like protecting all the, like why?
It does, especially because Obi-Wan's been there for so much longer. It's just, I think Palpatine's so good at giving Anakin everything he wants, and watching the Clone Wars actually, it helps, so it's hard for me to have this conversation, because I do understand more so what Palpatine was doing, but honestly, they probably don't even give enough of it in the Clone Wars either. It is, if they could just somehow make that relationship a little better, and I don't think it's actually a change in this movie. I think it's a change in Attack of the Clones. And maybe even the first movie, we get a little more of like proof that Palpatine was orchestrating Anakin from the beginning, besides just the one line, you know, we'll watch you through with great interest. Let's maybe play that up a little bit, but play it up in Attack of the Clones. Play it up in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I think like it makes sense, like in the terms of like you can tell he's manipulating him.
Yeah.
Like you can tell he's saying exactly what Anakin wants to hear to get him on his side. But my problem is, why is Anakin there in the first place? Like, how did Anakin get there in the first place?
Why does Anakin
to
trust
be manipulated?
him more than the Council?
Right, yeah, exactly. I think that's probably the biggest problem with that.
I was thinking Anakin should have called onto the dark side stuff earlier. When he starts telling an entire story about Darth Plagueis, wouldn't you know that he then, obviously he fucking studied the dark side then, he at least read that, so maybe get to the Council a little earlier.
Right, but I do think obviously the first lines of hearing that he can like stop death would probably throw him off, you know? But again, why wouldn't he at least like talk to Obi-Wan about it? Like why wouldn't he say that to someone?
Totally.
Rather than just like kind of believing him, I guess, and just being like, oh, okay, Jedi, I don't trust you, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm here to spy on you. Like, it's very strange.
Agreed.
Is there anything else you wanna touch on?
I'm all good there.
All right, so we have best character and worst character.
Okay.
You can go first with whatever you choose.
Okay. In this movie, I'm gonna go for best character as Anakin Skywalker. I applaud. It's just, it is this. He does such a good job playing both sides of convincing the audience that he's going to be good and bad, you know, at the same time. His performance is better than the Attack of the Clones, so much better, because he gets to lean into the dark side stuff more. And he's just such a compelling character, man. You care so much about Anakin, his relationship. Almost every decision that totally flips on the dark side you can understand, too.
Yeah.
You know, which makes his fall even that more sad, because it just feels inevitable.
Yeah.
So I'll go with Anakin.
Okay, I don't know who to choose. Okay, because I said Obi-Wan in the last one, so I don't want to say that again. What other character shall I choose? That's so annoying you took Anakin. I didn't think you were going to say that. I guess I'll go with Yoda.
Really? Over Padme?
Well, it's just Padme doesn't do it. Oh, wait, I'm thinking about the one line that's so impactful. No, I'll go with Padme. I think they both have like equal parts in terms of screen time almost.
You know what I think is the person about her character? She's able to keep her agency, doesn't feel overshadowed by the man in the story, even though she is not cooked whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's very true.
Like, she just somehow still feels like powerful, even though she gets choked out and all these things, but it's just like, she carries it on for sure. Makes her own decisions, goes against everyone's wishes to go find Anakin Mustafar. Sorry, I completely hijacked your favorite character. I love her too, so.
Well, thank you. Yeah, like most of the categories that you put in your video for a good female character, Padme has. I would say.
100%. 100%. Honestly, she was a better example than Leia, and
I know. I tried to tell you that, but you had such a crazy reaction
I missed
to
this.
it, and I was like, maybe I'm wrong.
We got to see. Well, my argument the last time we brought this up was that she didn't show enough vulnerability, but in this one, we definitely see that.
Yes.
She, she doesn't get mad at anything. She's sad, and she doesn't. I mean, there are times that make sense for her to not be like a fighting, screaming, like cat or something. Like just you could scratch and claw until you're down, or you could give, and she does. She gives vulnerability. That's what you need.
Absolutely. Yeah, I will say Padme because she shows
That's good.
agency and vulnerability, unspoken depth, and what's the other one?
Agency and vulnerability, unspoken depth, and something about change. Rapid change. Fuck, how am I forgetting my own fucking video? Come on.
Come on!
Unspoken depth, agency, and vulnerability. It was my example with Shoshana and Daenerys Targaryen being the bad one. It was like change. It was rapid change. Or no.
Adaptability.
Adaptability. There we go. Adaptability.
Yes, because she showed agency and vulnerability, unspoken depth, and adaptability. I would say Padme fits all of those qualities.
Yep.
Yes.
Because her adaptability to become the senator versus the queen that she was, like 100%.
Yes.
She could have been my Katniss. I just spoiled the video, actually. No. You don't know what you're talking about.
Such a gasp! Oh my god.
Can't spoil the video, Mara.
Okay, worst character?
Okay, I have mine. Do you have yours?
I have two I could go with, so you can go first.
This is a little controversial one. I'm gonna go with Chancellor Palpatine.
I know.
And this is not necessarily as much because of his character. Obviously, there's not enough with him to convince us that Anakin would be Sadi. That's one problem that I have.
Yeah.
For me though, it's really Ian McDermott's performance. It's almost like a caricature of what Palpatine would be in like a TV show or something, an animated show or something like that. He's so animated that it pulls me. Obviously, pulled some of our audience out of the movie, but it pulled me out of the movie. Not to the point of laughter, but to the point of like, holy shit, this guy's acting. And you never want to think that.
Yeah.
And it's not like we see Palpatine being that animated in the trilogy after this. Like it's just not, or before this, or however you want, But it's
the originals.
The originals. He is calm. It's the cackling that is the furthest he will go being animated like that. And just so many, McDermott's doing too much for me. And it killed that character. There are so many things that I do like about him too, but just that performance for me hurt what should have been a more menacing Darth Sidious.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I'll just go with Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Not based on obviously Samuel Jackson's acting was great.
So good.
Like he's doing his job, his role, but it's overall it's just dude, he I feel like is again one of from at least what we see in this movie, one of the main reasons that Anakin felt the need to join the dark side. He, I think in this movie was the biggest example of corruption that kind of...
corruption in the Jedi Order, I think.
Yeah, of corruption in the Jedi Order.
What, the core passes? You're like a dog.
That makes Anakin question the Jedi in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's why I hated
his shitty decision making.
Yes, and he's always got it out for Anakin. He's just chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah, if he would have chilled, Anakin probably wouldn't be Vader right now.
Yeah. You could say that about so many characters. You could do so many different characters.
That's one of my problems with this movie. I'll talk about it as I'm doing my review, but it's the fact that there's so many slight changes that would have made Anakin not go to the dark side. Everything happens so perfectly into place for him to switch, which is a little bit unbelievable. But I'll get it.
But can I respond to that?
Well, you can respond to it later too if you want.
But you don't like me talking in your review. Well, I can respond to your review if it's okay.
Yeah, well, I don't like you talking if it's if there's a conversation point, then 100%.
Moana dying isn't a conversation point.
Well, the problem wasn't you talking. The problem was me bringing up something that was needed too long to be discussed. Right. Because it was a whole tangent about how Disney's. It was kind of a joke, but it was a whole tangent about how Disney is scared to do intense things with children's characters.
Right.
When
No,
you're sharing.
I'll respond to that.
Bet. What's next?
Is the laptop good?
I'll check the
We have best and worst scenes next.
Best and worst scene?
Yeah.
21% for sure. You had 11%. So we have to plug in.
Okay. You don't want to plug it in that? Like, I feel like it's going to take that time.
No.
Okay.
We might be able to make it.
Best scene and worst scene. Well, we still have a lot of categories. Best scene and worst scene.
Well, yeah, now we're definitely not going to make it. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I will take, for my best scene, should I do the obvious one?
It's up to you.
What's the official name for it?
Mustafar?
No. Of like the duel. What's it?
Duel of the Heroes or something?
Yeah, that sounds right. The duel of the hero. That whole, well, just like, no, I'm gonna change to like everything happening on Mustafar post Padme coming. Like that whole dialogue between them is just so good. It's so iconic. It's like so many amazing lines. And then just like one of the greatest lightsaber fights ever, in my opinion. Like one of the best, for sure. It's so
Maybe
cool to
the
watch.
best.
Yeah. I don't want to say that definitively because I might think of another
Exactly.
one.
For me, I think it is the best, as I'm going through a few of them in my head right now. There's some really good ones. There's the Clone Wars has a couple that. The Rebels actually has my favorite Star Wars fight of all time, probably.
Oh, really?
But it's so fast that it's not really a duel, a lightsaber duel. It's like, it's fucking amazing. It's, oh my god. It's between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi, but an Alec Guinness Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it's just insane how much deeper these stories go, Mara. Oh god. I think all three episodes, these were really just campaigning to get you to watch Clone Wars. This is all this was.
It's true. But yeah, I have to go with that. It's just, it's the best, I would
100%,
say.
100%. Then I'll take the other obvious one off the board, which is Anakin's tipping point to the dark side.
Yeah.
Mace Windu at the window. The overall fight between the Jedi before Anakin steps in is awesome too. Just watch Sidious clean three Jedi so easily, and the dialogue between Windu and Sidious that's happening is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I do like McDermott's performance for the most part there, until he starts, getting excited with the Force, and he's just too much for me. Unlimited power. Yeah.
Worst scene, do you have one in mind? I was thinking about that the entire time I was watching the movie. I'm
really?
like, what is the worst? I cannot find one.
Yeah.
What has not been found?
Worst scene, I'm actually going to go with Order 66. I think that Order 66, when it is... Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But I think that when Order 66 is dropped, now, for me, I was crying during it. And it is... Oh my god, you're so cool. So cool. I love mufflers so much. I just completely lost my train of thought.
Order 66.
Yeah, I get
very
that.
sad.
Yeah, it's very sad from my perspective now watching the Clone Wars, but it shouldn't take this many hours of Star Wars content to make it sad. When it initially dropped, this is a bunch of nobodies dying, and it's purely the score that carries through these scenes. And the score is fantastic. It's still very, very emotional. But when you're watching a big moment and so many characters that could have been somebody who end up not being somebody just die, it's not impactful enough. And so that's going to be mine.
Okay. It's so hard to find a scene in this that I don't like. Like, I like all of the scenes. Like, there's not as one scene that I'm like not paying attention to, like want to skip through.
Well, you gotta pick one.
Well, like, I'm thinking of like specific issues, but not like overall scenes that I don't like. So let me think.
Should I start the Jeopardy sound here?
I'm thinking really hard.
No, 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 no.
That is not helpful. I don't know, because I just think about scenes that I like maybe don't like, and then I remember like a line from them, and I'm like, shit.
Dude, but it's so easy. Grievous talking to the Separatists. Boom, bang. Not that good of a scene. Nobody cares. How about the Separatists listening to Palpatine through the, being like, when they were like, he's gonna take care of you, and all the Separatists like, great, all right, sounds good. There's another bad scene.
Oh yeah, I could say like when Anakin killed all the Separatists.
When Anakin killed all the Separatists.
That was fine.
Nice.
Like I didn't care about that.
That's
really.
that's kind of the same thing as the mine, right?
Yeah. Similar.
Because?
What?
Or are we just gonna leave that there? You don't want to go any more on that?
I wasn't planning on it.
All right, I'll take yours then. I think that's the same way that, like with the Clone Wars, I care about those people more, so it's better. But they are, again, just faceless villains, and they even try to do something with Newt Gunray at the end, where he's fleeing for his life and it's supposed to be very sad and very vicious. But we already knew Anakin was going to do it, and it just doesn't feel meaningful.
Yeah, no. I feel like for the other ones, like it was more impactful just because it's like a sad situation. Like they're going out to fight with their people and they all turn on them. Like it's probably the saddest part about that without seeing the Clone Wars. Versus this, it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, he's like killed a bunch of people. This is literally, who cares?
That's a
Who
good
cares?
one, yeah.
I would say. But I love all of it. And it's so good. What?
I was just thinking through all, like, I love evil. I'm just trying to figure out my ratings. And there's a lot of thinking I'm doing right now.
And do you have any gems or did you do them all?
I got a ton of gems.
Okay.
Just what we need is a little more like technical gems.
Wait, you gotta say it.
Oh shit. We are now into our segment where I talk about some of the things that I find cool, behind the scenes details, and whatever else about movies. So this is called Gio's Hidden Gems. I feel like it didn't work that time. I feel like it didn't work. Who knows? We'll see. I'll edit it in if not.
We'll see.
I just lost my spot for Gio's Hidden Gems. First, the original cut of this movie ran for 4 hours. The opening battle alone ran over an hour.
Damn.
Cut hasn't been released, but how much would you like to see that?
I would love to.
Oh my god. George Lucas allowed his friend Steven Spielberg to help design some of the sequences during pre-production. This was partially because Spielberg wanted the experience of using pre-visualization techniques pioneered by George Lucas's industrial light magic. So, it's interesting. Total number of screen wipes, above or below 30. Now, let me set a different number. Total number of screen wipes, above or below 45. Below.
Fuck, I thought you were trying to trick me again.
I was, so I had to flip it, so I wasn't trying to trick you anyway. Total number of screen wipes was 40.
Damn.
Yep.
No, that's a lot. I was just saying that because I thought he was going really high for me to be high. I assumed it was under that.
Yeah.
I definitely assumed it was under 40.
We all believe you.
What the fuck?
Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen trained for 2 months in fencing and fitness to prepare for their epic battle. As a result of their practice, the speed at which Kenobi and Vader engaged the duel is the speed at which it was filmed. Not at all digitally accelerated.
That's so crazy.
So
Are they
fucking
like
crazy.
friends?
Oh yeah, they're friends.
I have to assume, because like doing that much training, like that's crazy.
A lot of time spent together for sure. Dude, that would be so fun. Can we just learn how to have an insane lightsaber battle and just like pull it out in public at times?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be so good.
During the final battle between Darth Vader and Kenobi, Obi-Wan tells Vader that he's avenged because of the higher ground. During a special episode of Mythbusters, they learned to surrogate lightsabers and restage the battle. They concluded there's little or no advantage to having higher ground. I actually watched this episode and I remember it, and it's so cool.
I love Mythbusters.
The main reason was like it's basically that like Obi-Wan, the lower ground actually might have an advantage because they can, from the low ground, you can hit the legs where the top person can't touch you. It's kind of interesting. Score and soundtrack here. John Williams passed on scoring Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire for this movie.
Hell yeah.
And the sound of General Grievous coughing is George Lucas's own coughing after developing a bad cough during production.
That's so funny. He's just like sick and he's like, wait, this might work.
It's so, that's how like movie-minded these directors are, man. It's fucking amazing.
It's so funny.
I'm just checking the battery by 16%. I think we're good here. We should be all right.
You sure?
I think so, as long as we keep picking. The color palette of the movie was inspired by the paintings of Mark Rothko. George Lucas is a big fan of the painter, so that's kind of cool. According to Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar, there's a deleted scene where he crowned himself emperor before Palpatine crowned himself emperor. He mockingly thanks Jar Jar Binks for granting him emergency powers that allowed him to take control of the galaxy. So they basically pointed out that Jar Jar fucked everything, but they decided to leave that out. Make people like Jar Jar a little more.
Jar Jar was only in like the back of like one scene.
Yeah, he was no lines. So nice. So nice. It's all around that best, but we're happy with that. George Lucas deliberately made the Darth Vader suit top-heavy for Hayden, so Hayden Christensen would not appear too accustomed to it. Ewan McGregor apparently asked if he could also play one of the Emperor's red-robed Imperial Guards. However, it's not known whether he did it or not.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that got a good laugh, too, when Yoda walks in against the Red Guards and just fucking pushes them off. It's so great because of the fight between the Red Guards and the originals, so that was really intense.
Right.
So good. The volcanic world of Mustafar was designed to look like George Lucas's version of Hell.
Oh.
The images of the volcanic eruption on Mustafar is real footage. I actually found this shot. I think I saw the right one, but it's real footage of Mount Etna in Italy, which is erupting during the time of production.
Damn.
So cool. So there's some real shots of volcanoes in there.
That's
three.
Whoa.
Terrible stutter. I think I'm developing a stutter as I get older. Genuinely. Like, you'll hear me saying the same word like 4 times before I get it out. It's really odd.
That's okay.
All the shots of C-3PO had an entire green screen set reflecting his shiny gold armor, so digital effects artist had to repaint all of his armor frame by frame.
Oh my god.
Yeah. George Lucas originally intended that Peter Cushing reprise his role as Tarkin years after his death through stock footage and digital technology. Scrapped then, but it was used in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And now Tarkin's family has some problems with this. Like the real Peter Cushing's family, the Cushing estate.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can imagine using somebody after their death, like this is going to be a thing that we'll see in the future, right? So we're most likely going to have a bunch of actors and actresses signing things and putting out things. Basically, they will not allow their likeness to be used with AI because it's going to be so easy to replicate them.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, like you should probably notify the family if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, you probably should.
Pretty crazy.
You know, Disney is famous of cutting corners like that recently, which is just how they fucking do it. We also have a 10-year-old Han Solo was going to appear during the Battle of Kashyyyk. As an orphan being raised by Chewbacca, he would have helped locate General Grievous by finding a part of a transmitter droid that was sending signals from Utapau. But they cut this for no specific reason.
I think that's probably good.
It would have been cool seeing a young Han Solo.
I think it's a little too much.
Yeah, maybe. You already got enough here. Yeah, that's fair. And they also probably realized, wait, we could use a different movie to explain his past, which they did. In 2007, Dr. Eric Bouai, a psychiatrist in France, co-wrote a study that diagnosed Anakin Skywalker as having BPD, borderline personality disorder.
Huh.
Pretty interesting.
It's crazy.
And then also, Sir Christopher Lee filmed all of his scenes in 2 days. His filming schedule was moved up to follow pickup shots for Lord of the Rings: Return of the King in New Zealand.
Damn.
She's not in much of Return of the King, so that's a little weird, honestly. I didn't have the time. But
he had to go all the way to New Zealand.
True.
It's far.
That's it. That's Geo's Hidden Gems is over. Do we have an end thing? And that's Geo's Hidden Gems.
Sure.
I didn't do the
Next, we have themes and messages.
Themes and messages. I think this one is like heavy thing is the fact that there's good and bad on both sides.
Yeah.
Like of every fight, I think that's a huge part of Star Wars in general is the fact that there's good and bad on both sides. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely heavily played into in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heavily.
I would agree with that.
There's more obviously with the father-son relationship, like how does I don't know. It's like it's not any like crazy specific themes about this one besides, you know, the light side, dark side is the biggest thing going on. Is like what's right. But I think, corruption and also grooming, you know, is a huge theme.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's more. I'm always bad at themes. You never have anything to say.
I don't really know themes.
I don't know how. It's just what the movie's saying.
Well, it's harder with these movies, because it's like...
Yeah, it's saying a lot politically.
Right? Okay, I feel like we don't have to keep doing this category.
Personal casting, we're the same as last time. So Anakin Padme, right?
No, I said Obi-Wan.
Fuck, I was Obi-Wan last time?
Or
Yeah,
did I say
you're
Anakin?
right. No, I was Obi-Wan first one, Anakin attacking the clones.
So you can be...
Plo Koon, let me be Plo Koon, please. Let me go out in my starship. Dude, Plo Koon never even saw what was happening. His starship just exploded from the back. He never even saw. He didn't even get to look his killers in the face. That's the
See
Plo
it coming.
Koon. God.
So sad.
Damn it, Plo.
Sure. It can be Plo
Thanks.
Koon.
Alright, then you can be Ayla Sakura. Nice.
We'll mix it up for this one.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Alright,
that
buddy.
does.
We don't have much longer. Let's keep focused here.
Sorry,
What were you doing here, though?
it's the dust.
Oh.
See?
Eh.
Well, it didn't happen. You can see the little. It's not important.
Our viewers missing out. We're scrubbing dust off my car.
Yeah, well, like, you know when you, like, rub dust and it, like, piles up into, like, a little pile? I don't know.
10%.
Not important. Negative quality.
Computers dying.
Negative quality, positive quality. I gotta remember what I said for the other one.
Positive quality. I'm gonna go back to the music for this episode. I think that.
You haven't said that yet.
Yeah, I haven't. Good.
I just said that.
The choices of when to use themes are so well done. When to kick in Leia's theme at the end, the Luke and Leia theme. When to kick in Padme and Anakin's love theme. When to kick in the Duel of the Fates theme. Like, it's just amazing. And I think the fact that it's calling back to previous movies is
Yes.
like.
It's so
It's
brilliant.
like nostalgic or something. I don't know. It's just that'll be mine.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the line delivery. Like, there's still some, like, lines in here that are a little rough, but, like, the delivery, like, specifically from Hayden Christensen, improved so much. And obviously, Ewan McGregor has great delivery
Right.
on all of his lines.
Well, it's also
throughout
a
all
less
of these.
dialogue-driven film.
Yeah.
It's a little easier.
Yes. But I mean, Natalie Portman has some great delivery
She
of
does.
some lines.
She has the great that quote. It might be my favorite quote in Star Wars.
It's so good.
This is how liberty dies with thunderous applause. Like, oh my god, amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, so I'll go with that.
Nice.
Line delivery.
Oh yeah, good quality then.
What?
Oh wait, that was good. Sorry, bad quality then.
Negative quality.
Negative quality.
That's what we call it.
For negative quality, do you have yours?
No.
No.
I'm thinking. They can hear that bird.
I guess I'll just.
So loud.
I guess I'll just go with the performances. Like, I think that, like, there were a few people where I wish I would have seen more of, like Mace Windu. We never really got to see
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson show off his acting chops. I thought Palpatine play was a little bit too much. I thought even Anakin at times, when he's trying to play good Anakin, still feels like bad Anakin, but the dialogue's the only thing telling me he's good, you know? Like, that'll be mine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Negative quality. I have such a hard time saying anything negative about this movie.
I'm sure you can find something. Just if there's any bad aspect of anything that pops up in your mind, you can use it. That's what I just did right there, pretty much.
Oh, I haven't really said this yet, but this is true for like most Star Wars movie. Not loving the transition.
Haha, there we go.
They're
Nice.
so
Editing.
harsh all the time. Like, there was one that was really good, like when they're transitioning into Coruscant, and it was the building going
Yeah.
past was like the line.
That
of
was
transition.
cool.
That was cool. That was like the only cool.
I like the one at the end where it was like the dial transition, you know, like it's like a clock basically,
Yeah.
like with the hands moving around, and it was centered right around the very end of it was right around the pendant that Anakin gave.
Yes. Yeah, no, that was good. I just think, like, a lot of the transitions feel like you know when you're making like a Google Slides presentation for
Yes,
school,
yes.
and you put in a bunch of different transitions.
Yes.
That's what a lot of those transitions feel like
So
to me.
true, so true. They felt more intentional. I will say in this movie specifically.
Yes,
They felt more
they
intentional,
were
like where
definitely
your eyes are supposed
worse
to be.
in the first two.
And I think you actually did call it the editing in the first film as well. So
Did I?
Yeah, so this is a good shout.
Okay, but Kids Who Do Gone, don't love them.
Yeah.
Not great, I would say. Do you have your critics reviews?
11%. Yes, critics reviews. Here we are. We'll go with the bad ones first this time.
Okay.
The first one is our boy. I hate to say it, Peter Travers. We got Peter's back, but he told the Rolling Stone magazine not that he's on drugs. He said that drink the Kool-Aid, wear the blinders, cover your ears, because that's the only way you can totally enjoy Revenge of the Sith.
I I just got that joke. That's so funny. That was so casual.
I can't believe. Hey, I found it, dude.
That's
Somehow.
so good.
I was working that joke this morning.
I wasn't even listening to that review because I was so impressed.
He's basically drink the Kool-Aid, wear blinders, cover your ears. That's the only way you can enjoy Revenge of the Sith.
Lies.
I think he's got a good point about blinders. I think that there is, especially Star Wars people, they can put Star Wars blinders on. Nostalgia has a huge effect on these movies.
Nope, I completely agree. That is completely right. But
he gave it a 2 out of 4.
I still have my blinders on, so I say it's wrong.
Fair enough.
Wrong.
We also have Anthony Quinn from Independent UK. Oh, what a relief to watch the conclusion of Star Wars Episode 3. Not because George Lucas has brought home the franchise safe and sound, but because I know I'll never have to sit through another minute of this turgid, subliterate Spaceballs again. He calls it up, compares it to Spaceballs. That's funny. I also disagree. This is an opinion review.
Yeah.
I don't know if Anthony Quinn from Independent UK, or is just an independent journalist from the UK. I don't know which.
I feel like there's specific things you can critique, but it's just like, that didn't have any of that in there.
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah. And then we also have Keith Phillips from McGregor. Keith Phillips from McGregor magazine or something. Portman and Christensen have been brilliant elsewhere, but the bonds between the characters are all in the dialogue, never between the lines. And less said about the lines themselves, the better. Rotten score. I think that's a good point. Their entire
Oh my god.
That's almost a more true statement for Attack of the Clones, where it's so much telling instead of showing what's happening, where the relationship is at. But it still does continue in this one. There is no reading between the lines. There is no subtext. It is purely given to you, spoon-fed, which I don't normally like. This might be another version of my blinders because I just didn't mind it. I really didn't mind it or pick up on it. Dude, this motherfucker with the motorcycle. God. Respect our podcast, man.
Come on. This is our movie theater parking lot.
We also have the good reviews. You'll like this one from the late, great Roger Ebert. Rest in peace.
Yes.
From the Chicago Sun-Times. George Lucas has achieved what few artists do. He has created and populated a world of his own. And he gave it a fresh score. I think that speaks to the most impressive thing in all three of these movies, which is the world building.
Yes.
The Star Wars world feels so much... Now, obviously, it feels big because all the content out there, but it feels so much bigger than the first three movies. And he's just unbelievable at building a believable world in a different galaxy. You know, all these different planets and how they can coexist on the same screen. It still makes sense. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We also have Stephen D. Gradenus from Decent Films. Crippled as he is by the decisions of the first two films, Lucas manages to invest the final chapter of this space opera with the grand operatic spirit of the original trilogy, B+. I'm going to disagree with him and say that I don't think it has the spirit of the original trilogy. It has its own feel to it completely, completely. The music is the only thing that moves me like the original trilogy does, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't agree, but thanks for liking it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't agree. Like, it has a different vibe, I would
Completely.
say.
Which is why I think it wasn't received great when it initially came out.
But it's for us who, we were both bored after all of the movies came out. So
I don't know why, I don't like you dating me like that. Don't throw a date on my birth.
Well, I'm saying you're younger than the movies.
I like to leave it ambiguous. Because I sound like I could be a 60, 70 something, but people really, I talk
Yeah,
like...
you sound 60 or 70.
I do. I get that a lot.
But my point in saying that was that we were born after all of the prequels and the originals obviously came out. So we can, I think, appreciate them at their core without being like, oh, no, but these Star Wars movies should be like this, and this should be like this, and it's not like this one. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I feel like that a lot of people who watch the originals do, and it's a lot of the problem with Star Wars fans who can't let go of the nostalgia and the old characters.
And now we're having that same problem nowadays, but the movies are getting a little worse.
They are worse.
There is a great Star Wars project out right now that I'm probably going to watch tonight, which is Andor Season 2 just dropped. And if you haven't seen Andor, which you haven't, highly, highly recommend it. It is the most serious Star Wars show by far. And the themes that I hear them talking about in this are also very, very serious. You are so distracted.
I was looking at the time, and I dropped my phone.
Trying to look in your eyes as I'm saying something is hilarious. Because a car goes by and you're watching that, and then somebody walks by the movie theater, and you're over there, and they're checking the computer.
But I'm listening.
You are.
Always.
You are.
Of course.
I believe it. Our last good review is from Neil Minow from Movie Mom. She says that George Lucas is much more interested in the reflection of some planet's third moon on a window than in the other reasons people go to movies like acting and script. But gave it a B+.
Yeah.
So she seems to have her blinders on.
Completely, yep. I think that goes along with the first review.
Yep. But that's it for the good reviews.
All right. Now it's time for our review, our rating. Out of 5.
Would you like to go first?
No, you should go first.
Me first?
I'm still thinking about it.
Okay. We don't have much percent. I almost want to plug this in to be so good. 8% right now.
I'd say do it. I feel like...
It's just going to take a second. Let's just run through it. We should be
okay. Quick rating.
Quick rating. Okay. So... Obviously, the nostalgia factor I've talked about in all 3 episodes. This is my childhood, and it's so important to me, and I love these movies, and I hold them up on the pedestal forever. This one actually holds its expectations, my expectations.
Yeah.
It is actually well done. It's actually a good movie. It has just the way the story falls into place is amazing and so satisfying to watch the downfall of Anakin Skywalker, and it's purely just that. If you try to listen to a lot of other aspects of this movie, it's not great, but if you focus on Anakin, which is what the story wants you to focus on, what it's meant to focus on, fucking amazing. The problems I have with it only lie in some of there could be more emotion with scenes that people don't have because I do with the Clone Wars, you know, like what I talked about with my worst scene with all the random Jedi dying. I also think I guess you have your response here, but I also think that the amount of times that things could have gone differently for Anakin and didn't almost felt a little believable after you watched it 10 times, or however long. Because there's just so many things where if somebody said something slightly different, or acted slightly different out of their way, or just thought something through more so, it could have been different, and it wasn't, and it hurts watching a little bit. That's what brings it down ever so slightly for me, and also just the performances a little bit. I honestly didn't enjoy Ian McDermott. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't enjoy him. I don't know why. It might have been impacted by some laughter in the theater or something.
Yeah.
But that was it. Overall, it's just an unbelievable story of the downfall of Anakin Skywalker. It's something that I'm so invested in and will continue to watch for the rest of my life. And for that reason, I'm going to sit this one at a 4.4.
Yeah.
It's way up there. I was thinking higher before we started talking too, but I'll set this one at 4.4. What about you?
I will say one thing about the thing you're saying with Anakin, and there's so many different things that could have gone wrong. I think that's one part that makes me like it. Like every single time I'm watching it, I'm like, if this person does this, it's different. If this person does this, there are so many chances for him to be saved, and obviously, inevitably, that's gonna happen. But it just lines into that was his fate. That's what was going to happen.
I didn't factor in the rewatchability because that adds to it so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would say that for that. But for overall, I love this movie. I think it's so good. It's one of my favorite movies for sure. Top
ever.
10.
For me, it's
one of my favorite movies ever.
Best,
top 10 most favorite movies in the world. That is on the list. Absolutely, for sure. I think it's just so well done. The acting by specifically Hayden Christensen improved so much, and obviously all of the other acting is really good except for Palpatine wasn't great and I really didn't realize that until we were sitting in the theater and people were laughing, and I'm like, oh, this is really over the top and kind of dramatic and really not it. But overall, I just think it's so good, and nostalgia plays such a big part in this. Absolutely, it probably bumps it up a star just for that, basically, or at least a half a star. I don't know. There's like I've said, there's so many things. It's hard for me to find negative qualities or bad scenes or things that I don't like, just because I love it so much, and I think that could be my Star Wars fan blinders are on, and I'm not really paying attention, but I love it. I love it so much. So, for that reason, I am going to sit at I'm going to go 4.5. And I did not think it was going to be that high. I thought it was going to be around 4, but...
I thought after that, you just gassed it up. I thought you were going to go even higher.
Okay, I think it's no surprise we would recommend you guys watch this, all of these
Watch it
Star
10
Wars
fucking times, man.
Originals.
How many times do you think you'll see this again before you die?
I don't know, at least 50.
Dude, mine is probably close to 20. Genuinely. I will watch this probably yearly until I am passed. It will be so...
How long do you think you're gonna live?
Well, I don't know. Because that's such a big... Probably not yearly, But it's it's... I'm trying to stress, I will watch this so many more times. And it will be so good every single time, man.
Yeah, I'll show this shit to my kids. I'll watch it a million times with that, Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. You should watch it. Everyone
I
should
hope that
watch
4-hour cut comes out.
it. Me too. That would be so incredible.
Somebody has it somewhere.
Next movie on the docket
Yeah.
is the Marvel movie. It has Lawrence Pugh in it, right?
Yep.
And David Harbour
Yep.
and a bunch of other people. I don't know how else to type it up because I wasn't really paying attention during the trailer. It's Thunderbolts.
Nope. Sorry about that. I'm back with the slightly better mic quality. It's actually not Thunderbolts that we're going to watch. The next one to come out is going to be Lilo and Stitch. So, sorry to you Marvel fans out there, but don't worry, we got a big superhero summer. So, skipping Thunderbolts. Sorry.
So, with that, I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
So join us next week after opening weekend because waiting to talk about movies is clearly not our thing.
Bye-bye.